And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. We're doing a show in two halves, as we normally do. Benny's got the Florida Threads.
Oh, I thought you
on.
were about to talk jerseys because you were doing this. So I was like, yeah.
Oh,
and
no,
then
I
you
was
weren't
just
talking about it. And I was like, yeah, all right, well, I'm already doing it. So
No,
we're just going to keep going.
I was just trying to fix it. But we're doing the show in two halves once again. And for the first half, it's going to be us three. We're going to be talking about the West and a little bit of the Sens news. Obviously, we're just going to start off with that. In the second half, we're going to talk about the East, and that is when we will bring Eric on. He was unable to get on this early, and we didn't really want to start at 10 o'clock because we'd be getting done at like 11:30.
We wanted to get things moving, you know?
That's late.
But
yeah, we wanted to get things moving. So first of all, let's get things moving. How's everyone doing? Benny had a minor construction incident in his house.
Yeah,
his apartment.
yeah. There's like an 8-foot wide hole in my kitchen ceiling right now, so that's great. That I had to clean up the insulation and drywall from the collapse. That's even better. Other than that, though, it was a good day. You know, other than getting scared shitless at like 6:30 in the morning because I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
That would be fun. I mean, yeah, imagine you're dead asleep. You're dead asleep.
I was.
Picture it. I'm explaining. You're dead asleep, and all of a sudden, and you know when you're like asleep, shit sounds louder too.
Yeah,
like it's like
your body's magnified. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what do you need to run? This is like fight or flight shit from when you lived in caves. Like, there was a tiger coming.
Yeah, there's a loud sound. It's probably gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's all that we really had for excitement. Unless you got something, Nick. You got anything exciting?
No. Nope, nothing new here.
Same for me. So let's move on. When is the draft lottery? When is that?
That is on Monday. That's
Monday.
Big day.
Oh, okay.
Big day, maybe. That's what I've been waiting for months.
I knew it was soon, but I couldn't remember what the exact day was. Well, that's exciting.
Monday. Habs have an 8.5% chance.
So next week, in all likelihood, we will know where Connor Bedard will be going. And from now until Monday, I will be praying to the hockey gods. Don't let Arizona win the first pick, please.
Yeah.
Anybody but them.
Also, or Chicago. They need to have some.
Let them.
They need to have some bad years to
let them sit in it for a bit.
Kind of sit in their stuff for a second. You don't get no.
Yeah. Who else is there? Columbus, Canadians, Ducks.
Columbus.
Ducks.
Columbus or Ducks. Like, if it doesn't go to the Habs, I want it to go to Columbus or the Ducks.
Columbus would be
as teams that could really use a star, and I think like there's definitely an opportunity in both of those markets to, like, if you get a good enough team created, they'll become. Anaheim's already had it a little bit. They had their cup, and Columbus, you definitely see it. Like they're ready to cheer for something. Like, they're good markets, and I think they could be. And I think they could be great markets if you get a good enough team there. And
yes.
I mean, Connor Bedard is a very quick step in the process of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if if what he has been doing translates to the NHL. Obviously, it won't translate like point for point, but you have to imagine he's gonna end up.
But he does some just insane stuff.
Yeah, you have to imagine he'll contribute right away. I'd like to see Anaheim just to put him with Zegras.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be fun. But
believe it or not, I want him to go to the Habs.
I know that's a shock. I fucking don't believe it. You're lying.
I know.
You're lying. Somebody put the
Panthers
things on
fan over here.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw this and I thought it was fake because I get stuff on Facebook where it's just like random shit. And half the time I'm like, okay, that's fake. That never happened. But Snoop Dogg has entered the chat.
He's entered the mix.
Yes. So Snoop is apparently looking to get in the NHL Owners Club.
Yeah.
And he's looking for the only team that's up for sale right now, and that is the Ottawa Senators. So it's him and a group of rich people,
very rich people,
and Ryan Reynolds in a group of very rich people. On either side of this battle. So my question is for both of you is who do you think would be who do you think should own the Ottawa Senators? Like who would push them forward and like, make it grow as, as much as it can, because it's already pretty big, so it's a Canadian team anyway. But
it's definitely one of the Canadian teams that has more room to grow.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But Nick, it's your team. I think you need to give the opening salvo here.
I don't know.
I do have some thoughts.
I would like them to be owners together because that would be even better.
Dual owners. But yeah.
Doesn't sound like that's the case.
Yeah. I don't know.
Snoop's got more money.
That is probably true.
He has to have more money than Ryan. Like Ryan Reynolds did just sell that cell phone company.
Oh, did he?
For a lot of money.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you have to remember that regardless,
Snoop's also been going at it forever and doing.
They're not even gonna. Neither of them are going to be majority owners.
No, they're going to be very minority stake.
They're going to be just the face of the group.
Yeah.
So here's
Snoop or Ryan Reynolds.
Whose face do we want? Who's the better face? Now listen.
It depends on which ownership is all about spending your money to bring in your players, and there's plenty of teams in all of sports that if you have poor ownership, they're not going to invest in the team, right? So it depends on which one. Like I personally, I wouldn't have a preference. It's more of which group is more willing to invest in the team.
Right.
I mean, you assume that all of them are, right? But
well, from the sounds of them all being saying they're willing to pay $1 billion for the fucking thing, I think I think they're showing willingness to spend some money. Yeah.
Liz says Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
See, now that's what I was gonna say, and here's why. I got nothing against Snoop Dogg, whatever. Yeah. And I think he's probably a decent hockey fan, but Ryan Reynolds, we've already seen what he can do with the Wrexham thing. Not the same thing, not the same situation, obviously, but it's also kind of encouraging because obviously he and the dude from It's Always Sunny, no idea what his name is, never seen the show.
Ryan McElhenney.
That guy. They clearly, yes. I think that sounds correct, but I might be wrong because I didn't watch the documentary, but they don't strike me as two dudes who are super knowledgeable about, football, European football. So my guess is they just bought it and then were like, GM, do your thing, which is exactly what the Ottawa Senators need. And I'm not saying Snoop Dogg's group wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying we've seen already that Ryan Reynolds does that. So that's just, those are my views on it. Plus he's a Canadian.
Yeah. My view on it is, I mean, we've seen Snoop is actually, he's usually more LA based kind of stuff just because he's LA, but he's done a lot of stuff for the Kings in the past. And I mean, he's announced some periods with them in some games before, and that's always been fun. He's been involved with the video games, and he's been a hockey fan for a while. I mean, the most iconic, probably one of the more iconic hockey jerseys in American pop culture, outside of hockey fans, just to everybody else, or the classic diagonal Pittsburgh, because it was in the Gin and Juice music video.
Oh, it was.
And everybody's like, oh yeah, that cool Pittsburgh jersey.
That's an interesting thing. I want to talk about that after this.
My side of it was just what he was saying the other day. I think he was on whatever Stephen A. Smith's show is.
First Take?
Yeah, he was on First Take the other day, and he was talking about how he wants to grow visibility in the African American community for hockey, and try to be able to put stuff out there and show that it's a viable sport you can play. And along with that, he said he wants to start a youth hockey league in America that can help with getting leagues going, getting equipment, all that kind of stuff, and provide opportunities for people to expand the sport and show that it's just as viable as basketball for people. It's a fun sport you can do. And I think it'd be cool. So I think it'd be cool for the game aspect for him to get it. But also at the same time, I don't really know enough about either of the ownership groups for me to be they're going to be the most financially responsible. I don't fucking know. But it is, in general, it's just kind of cool to have this kind of celebrity attention around the NHL, and not to bash the Ottawa Senators too much, but around the Ottawa Senators, you have like Ryan Reynolds and
Yeah, it's
Snoop
pretty
Dogg
wild.
like getting into a bidding war. Like, tell me that like 2 or 3 years ago, no, there's no fucking way I'm gonna believe you. Like, what? How?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
what world?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like, it's just kind of cool. Like, I guess it's appears as though the NHL is rising in terms of presence, I
pop
guess.
culture presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting that you say like pop culture, like jerseys and like team logos is like pop culture, because that's kind of what that is what happened with like the Yankees logo. Like you see somebody wearing like
so
a
many
Yankees
fucking
hat.
people wear the Yankees hats
And
just
like,
around the
what's
world
that?
just to wear them.
Yeah, like
And
Yankees,
you can go
the
like,
Dodgers.
hey, yeah, Aaron Judge, and then be like, who?
Yeah. You'd be like, I don't know who that is. Well, your hat. I just like the hat.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting to see how that happens, and yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And it doesn't really happen with hockey.
Yeah. They've been the least popular major sport for a while now.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to talk about some playoffs?
Where do we start?
We're doing West first, right?
We are starting with the West because Eric's got to talk about the Isles.
Not what I
series.
meant. There's a lot that's happened in the last week.
Well, let's start. I'll go through the first round series. So obviously, all first round series are now complete.
Yeah, because the only one that was done was Winnipeg, Vegas, right? When we did our last step.
Yes.
Was it done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
let's go see Seattle. Seattle surprising and beating the defending champion Colorado Avalanche in Game 7. I think they won 3-2. Maybe 4.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember. But yeah, quite an upset. And yeah, it just shows you, you know, doesn't matter. We'll get to another series that just shows you that it doesn't matter either. That's later. But yeah, did you guys watch any of these games? I watched quite a few.
Chunks. It was always good hockey when I watched it. I will say though, it was one of the series that I probably paid less attention to, just because you can't do all of them in the first round. Like I try to do a little bit of all of them, but then I choose like 2 or 3 that I like really focus in on and watch a lot of. But it always looked like it was good hockey. But if you watched a lot of it, what did you see out of the upstart Seattle Kraken?
They just play they just play well. They kind of like hold up their blue line. And obviously like their bread and butter is like forecheck. Dump it deep, go in and just, you know, keep it in their end. But I will say that they also score quite a few goals on the rush. So it's honestly it's just a good balanced team.
And their whole thing is like their forwards are just like waves of middle six dudes.
Pretty much.
And
basically, their roster is basically 4 lines of typical second linemen.
Yeah,
right? Basically,
second to third line guys mixed and around all 4 lines. And if you get them all going at the same time and like buying into a structure at the same time enough, it can work.
They are best exemplified by a single player on that team. Can you guess that player?
Yanni Gourde.
Yeah,
Yanni Gourde, baby. I knew that's who you were thinking.
Why? Who do you think?
I was gonna be like Matty Beniers.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's been pretty good. But yeah, Yanni Gourde, that makes sense. Playoff guy, he knows what he's doing. He was in Tampa.
He's been going off too. He's got like 7 points in 8 games or something like that.
Yeah, he had the OT winner against Dallas, right?
Yeah,
that was him.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, sure. There's some Dallas stuff I want to talk about once we get to that series. But, first round West still. So Seattle, Colorado.
Yep,
Do we have any more on that?
So that was in game 7. It's just that Grubauer has been like
he's been a good goalie again.
And it's nice to see. It's good for him, right? Like,
yeah.
Again, I think we talked about it last week, but
his
against a team that shipped him out,
said,
"You're not good enough. We're gonna go with Kemper instead." And he's basically saying, "All right, guys, fuck you."
Which I mean, they did go win a cup, so it's like I don't think they're that mad about it. But
they're mad.
I'm not saying they're mad. I'm saying,
but Grubauer, yeah, he's getting a chance to shove it in their face a little bit.
He channeled his rage.
Yeah.
Just
So good for him.
Yes, good for that guy. All right, Edmonton, LA. Edmonton takes the series 4-2 in Game 6. What do we think about that?
Not surprised.
Me neither.
Yeah, I tend to do my playoff brackets in a certain way. And it's not logical thinking. It's this would be cool. And it's like as I was watching that series, like the first few games, like cool, LA's winning some, but this is really not going great, guys. The coming back from multiple goal deficits every game probably isn't going to work every game, guys.
Probably not.
And as it turns out, it doesn't work.
Yep. Edmonton Stars show up.
Fucking what the fuck?
He's he is at this point a more effective playoff performer than McDavid, and it might be because McDavid's soaking up all the defensive attention.
Right, which is probably the case to a degree.
Well, I mean, you got to pick one, and there's a reason that these two guys have both been at the top of the league, points and goals over the last 7 years, basically. Like it's 1-2, those two every single season. It doesn't matter, right? So it's like, okay, you're going to take one of them away, and the other one's going to kill you because
that's just how it is.
But if you do have to decide to shut one down, it makes sense to be like, let's get McDavid. But I guess we probably should have seen this coming a little bit, considering how much of just like a machine Leon Draisaitl was with 1 foot last year.
That's the thing. He's got 2 feet this year.
So like, this year 2 feet. It's like, holy shit, you're all fucked.
Plus a better team, right? They're getting a lot of. They have a lot more bottom 6 help this season than they've ever had before, and
their defense is
right. Yeah, their defense is good. Like Ekholm's good.
Vastly improved.
Bouchard is probably their best defenseman, I'd say. Right.
I mean, at this point, you might have to say that because like Darnell Nurse hasn't really done a whole lot.
Yeah, he's been rough for them right here. Ekholm's been strong though. That was a good fucking pickup. Matthias Ekholm.
They should have gotten McDonough.
Tampa should have kept McDonough.
Did they get Ekholm from? Did they get him from the Predators or did they get him from Philly?
Predators. Ellis was the one that went to Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, the other Nashville defenseman from that 2016 Cup Run core.
Yep.
Or 2017. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Edmonton moves on to play Vegas. So that's a pretty fun
game of that.
Yeah, what the hell? They're doing the 3. They waited until like the end of the first round to do the 3 or the 2-day rest. And now they're doing the 2-day rest right away in the second round. I don't really understand.
And then I think there's some that are even 3-day. I want to say. I think there's some weird schedules. I mean, no, I know there's some weird schedules.
It's not a terrible idea, because you know, the deeper you get, injuries and whatnot, if you give an extra day's rest, if the hockey is better, it's worth it. So I think that's that. I'm hoping that's their plan. I'm hoping they're not just like, just give them some more rest. Like I'm hoping there's some
the thing with like, especially aside from that, there's just some weird times. Like the game 3 between Vegas Edmonton on a Monday night. It starts at 8:30 Eastern, but 6:30 local time. So you're getting to a game for 6:30 local time on a Monday night. Good luck.
In Vegas.
Well, it's probably to get East Coast ratings because
it is, but like
I'll be honest with you, I haven't tuned into a single West Coast game because they all start after I go to bed. Every single one of them.
Yeah, that is the problem there. Yeah, because if you what the fuck is going on with my mouse? Okay,
you have a healthy sleep schedule. You can't really watch West Coast games.
If you got a normal sleep schedule, which for me normal is like you go to bed at like 10, 11, and you wake up at like 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there.
Oh fuck you!
No, that's a normal sleep. That's a normal wake up time for people who work like a normal thing. You got early time and you live like an hour away from where you work. Like, listen, you're just in a situation, all right. But yeah, so for a normal, like the first period's done, like as you're going to sleep for the most part. I stay up because I can't sleep well anyway. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just watch some hockey.
And I'm just up till 2 a.m. most nights anyhow.
Yeah.
So I just watch West Coast hockey.
Hey Ben, how's it feel to know that
God.
you go to bed 2.5 hours before I wake up in the morning?
That is crazy.
I mean, it's a little nutty. It was like, yeah, I don't work until noon though, so it's
You're
like
you're just about falling asleep when I hate
I'm
myself
just hitting
in the
REM
morning.
sleep as you're getting
Yeah,
up
there you
to
go.
get ready for work.
Dang, man. So think about that next time you wake up, Nick.
No, I'll be honest with you. It's
Benny's
self-inflicted.
just snoozing away.
We get up that early for a reason. We go to the gym in the morning. So it's the only
Ah,
reason.
okay. Very nice.
So-
Yeah, we've been trying to get up and run. It sometimes works, but sometimes I don't get up quick enough.
I've been getting back into the roller lately. It's
There you
been
go.
nice.
There you go.
My legs are surprisingly still there.
There you
Anyway,
Not
go. All right. Last series, Dallas beats Minnesota 4-2 in the first round.
Which were any of us that shocked by?
I was scared after the first game, but
The first game was rough.
then it
but
kind of just
then
went.
what I don't get in that series is why you pull Gustafsson after game one and put Fleury in. I get that they've been rotating him all year long, but like, man, he just had a great game one, and you're gonna yank him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like, even though he doesn't admit it, Kaprizov was probably hurt. I know he had an interview that said that he wasn't. He's 100% and blah blah blah. But
He looked like ass.
What he said in the interview,
caliber, like a player at his caliber doesn't go from as good as he was in the regular season to completely turning into nothing in the playoffs. Granted, it happens. I get it. But he didn't do anything. Like,
Yeah. It
I
happens.
want to say he said in an interview after the fact, which like you think whatever this is what you want, but he was like, because he had just not that long before the end of the season, or it might have been right at the end of the season, come back from, I don't know how long an injury it was, but a decent length injury. And he was like, I just never really got back into my rhythm, and I just didn't have it.
AKA
but I
he
mean,
never got fully healed is what that means.
fully rehabbed. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it might have been it. It's, I don't know, Minnesota. They're a confusing team.
I will applaud them, right? They are in the worst cap situation that any team could be in, and they're still making it into the playoffs. Like, good on them, right?
I did
And they
not have them in
sold
the
a good
playoffs.
bit at the deadline, and we're like, we're still just gonna casually just still make it.
Well,
Right,
they
so
s-
like, power to them.
They
sold a little bit,
sold
and then also
and
brought
bought.
in-
Yeah, it was kind
Yeah,
of
they
weird.
brought in Marcus Johansson as well,
Hey, didn't they bring
Right,
in
you were
Klingberg as well?
and Klingberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You just don't know because he
they're-
didn't do
it's
jack
been-
shit.
Right. It'll be interesting to see where they go, because there's big talk Dumba won't be back, which will be a huge hit to them.
Which is surprising, but
Oh,
granted,
yeah.
at the end of the
Makes
regular
money.
season, they were healthy scratching him at one point.
Yeah.
So it's like he wasn't effective during the regular season, but he was their best defenseman in the playoffs. So it's like, what are you going to do with him?
I was
Yeah.
surprised. I was surprised when I saw that he had been there for 10 years. I didn't think
He's been
I didn't think he'd been in the league that long. I was like,
guys,
"Jeez,
we're old.
I guess so, huh?"
He's been around the same, maybe a little less than Spurgeon, but like, I don't think of those guys being in the league that long either. But yeah, it's funny.
It's
to
weird.
see
Well, I
that.
mean, you think
Even like McDavid has been
8
in the league
years.
for what, 9? Yeah.
I think it's 8 years because he was drafted the year that we graduated high school.
Or like Matthews has been in the league, what, 6 or 7, right?
7 years, yeah. And
So-
just
and
got
that
into the
doesn't-
second round.
To me, that doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it was that long ago when he just came in.
No, it's yeah, time flies, dude, especially when you become an adult. In your days turn into weeks, and the weeks into months.
Oh yeah,
then-
honestly, now I'm at the point where like I just like will churn through a week, and it's just like, oh, that was like Monday. It was like the week. Oh, we're back at the weekend already. It's just like it because
Yeah,
I get
dude.
in a cycle, and
just
the
goes-
days
it just
just
goes by.
burn, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's already freaking May, and we're 5 months into the year.
I don't know how we're in the 5th month of this year. That's
Just
it's not
zooms
great.
by, man. Zooms by. Time is a construct. What do you say?
We do see each other soon though, so that's fun.
We do, yes. We can talk about that when Eric comes on. Actually, we can stay
Yes,
the
I'm
second half
excited.
of that.
So
Second
back to
round.
hockey. The second round, we've got Seattle, Dallas, and we've got Edmonton and come on, brain.
Vegas.
You can do it, Vegas.
Why you don't help him. You let his brain do it.
Sorry,
Now he's got no satisfaction.
Wasn't gonna come.
Okay. So Vegas Edmonton, I think, is going to be the more entertaining series, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, I saw some of Vegas's like opening, like before the game stuff for that game. That was awesome. They had like a night out there. And he was like hyping up the crowd, and he was like, and then like an Oilers dude came out and it was like,
their pre-game shows are pretty
something.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
They just go full on into all the pageantry and everything.
Yeah.
And just do a show.
It was like a little play. And I wanted them to have a fucking sword fight, and then they didn't.
That is kind of that is the one lame part where like they're like, "Ah, yeah," Knight comes out on skates, so yeah, and then he just kind of goes, "Yeah, yeah."
What the hell is that?
And
Have
then
a
bangs
sword
it on his
fight.
shield. I had safety concerns. You're
I
already
don't
on nice
care.
shoes.
It's not a
don't
real
care.
sword fight. Damn,
Well,
like
I
a
know,
choreographed
but, like,
one. Shit.
I get some fucking old what's that place we went to a dinner at on a senior trip? It's old medieval times.
Medieval
actors.
times. That's it,
Teach them how to skate and just say fuck it.
No, you know what? You know what's no. This is what you do. You do
Put 'em on
jousting. You do jousting, but without the horses. So you just skate really fast and just.
Just cave in his ribcage. It's fine.
Why don't you patent that? Mike?
No, you got shields.
Yeah.
Tell me
What,
that would not
Vegas
be
takes-
sick. I would go there for
It
that
would.
more than the game.
Vegas takes the opening game.
Yes.
Did that surprise anybody?
Yeah, because didn't Draisaitl have 4 goals that game?
He did. He was
Yes,
the
he
only
did.
one that scored.
Yeah.
The night after Pavelski scored 4, I believe.
Yes.
And also lost.
And also lost. Yeah. So don't score 4 goals, guys. You're not
That
gonna
is
win.
the kiss of death.
Am I surprised?
I sort
It's
of
tough,
am,
man. I don't
sort
know.
of not. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, were they up and then gave up 2?
Yeah, I think Vegas had a decent lead.
And then
Edmonton
they
came
coughed it
back
up,
into
kind
the
of.
game. I don't know, maybe watched like 10 minutes of this game, so I can't really speak too much on it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Edmonton came back, but then Vegas held them off.
I think this is going to be a tight series. It's probably going to push 7.
I mean, they're both good teams. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, any team.
Again, this is another one
left.
that kind of hinges on goaltending.
Yeah. Vegas's decor too is good. It's
That's
good.
very true. Yeah. What do they got? They got Petrangelo.
Petrangelo, Shea Theodore,
Alec Martinez.
Oh, Alec
Martinez, yeah.
Martinez. I think
Stanley Cup
Nick
winner.
Hague guy who's become kind of better,
Nick
which is
Hague.
also it's
There's
kind of weird
another good-
because it's like
there's
West Conference
another good
players.
one
so
they
it's
have.
like they might be good. We just don't know them that well because they're Vegas. So you probably watch them 2 nights a year when they
Yeah,
play your
that's the thing when
Western
we're over
Conference
here.
team twice. I'm trying to bring up their roster team.
There's somebody like significant we're missing.
I feel like that's
on
factual.
defense. Nick Hague is there. Braden McNabb. That's the guy.
So what's their
he's-
six?
That was my guy.
What's their 6?
oh, Zach Whitecloud as well, who's also quite good.
Mr. Whitecloud.
Yeah, Zach Whitecloud.
Alright.
I
And then
think
on-
their main 6 is some combination of Whitecloud, Theodore, Petrangelo, Martinez, McNabb. Although I think McNabb was injured. I don't know if I think he might have just gotten back. They're strong.
So we've got
It's a
that
strong decor.
against Nurse, Ekholm, Bouchard, and then 3 other guys.
Vincent Desharnais,
Hey.
who's big. He's fucking big.
Okay. Well, that's nice. That works. That works in the
I don't
playoffs.
know, it
Sort of.
does, honestly, actually. To a degree anyway.
Yeah.
I can't really say too much more about this series though. I haven't watched that game but I think it'll be fun. I'm going to try to watch some more of those games because I think it'll be a tight series. They're two good teams. And
Yeah, they're
I'm
two fast teams as
intrigued
well.
to see if Vegas can kind of stymie Edmonton a bit, and because I'm from what I've seen around hockey Twitter anyway, not a lot of people are giving Vegas much time. They're saying Edmonton in a walk.
Well, that's clearly not true.
Immediately, whenever I see shit like that, I immediately want the other team to win. Just because fuck you.
Yeah, you don't get it that easy.
Yeah.
Edmonton. All right. And the other Western series that is 2 games in, Dallas and Seattle. And as we just said, that was game 1. That was game 1 that Pavelski scored for.
Right.
Yes.
And it was his first game back after being injured by Dumba, actually, in the Minnesota series. Potts Ford, did you see him? Oh dear. No. There were some nice ones.
A couple of them. He's so fucking good. He's still so fucking good.
His hand-eye is gotta be best in the league. It's gotta be. It's
just net front rebounds, tips. Like,
did you see the tip?
Quick moves in tight. Like, I don't know.
It was a tip. The shot. It was like a shot pass from like basically the corner, and he tips it just ever so slightly into the top left corner of the net. Did you see that one?
I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't surprise. Send it to one of the group chats.
I gotta find it because you need to see that goal. It is the best goal from the playoffs so far. Like, not even close.
But that doesn't surprise me because that is his bread. That's what he does. He's net front Joe. That's his fucking office, man.
Yeah, and honestly, when he was out, it was Sagan who ended up stepping into that net front presence. He had like 4 goals in the first series, so you know, it's nice to see that these older guys are, they are paid. Both of them are paid $10 million, but they're making an impact with the young crew. Plus Otters and Jesus,
he's fucking good.
Everything. I don't know, man. He's hard to explain. And I'll tell you, I was listening to Biz and Ryan Whitney this morning, and they were talking about Otter and how good he is, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's just like Carey Price was back 10 years ago." And I'm like, well, you're not wrong.
There was one save he made last night, I think it was, where I'm like, that's literally Carey. It was like the most casual, like, push across the crease, bring up the blocker, like just like blockering it away. Yeah, that's the technical term.
Like the side wah.
But they say, yeah. Like they say, like, there were times where Price would just like snag a puck with his glove, just like, he had no problem with it. It was never gonna go in, right? And Otter does the same shit. He's just like, nope.
He's ice in his veins, except for that one period in game 1. That game 1, it just devolved in like it was just one shitty first period, and then otherwise Dallas was fine. And then last night Dallas was fine. Like they were, they were dominating play, and Seattle just got in it like late.
They gave Seattle goals. Nothing.
They do have one of the best 4 American players in the league right now, so it also helps them.
Dallas does?
Yeah, I would say personally.
Otter?
Pavelski, Ottinger.
I would say if you're looking at top 4 American players in the league right now, I'd say it's Matthews, Tkachuk, Robertson, and the Hughes kid.
He's Canadian.
Robertson? No, he's American.
What? Nick Robertson is also American? I'm pretty sure.
Jason Robertson?
Yeah, I'm talking. I thought Nick, the Leafs Robertson.
Nick.
Oh, no,
I'm pretty sure they're American.
I couldn't tell you. I'm Googling it right now.
Oh, crap. I said Robinson.
Can you tell me? Yeah, he's from Arcadia, California.
All right. USA. That's right.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
He is. Liz has this podcast on in her room right now.
Can you hear it?
The lag coming through.
Oh God, I want to yell so bad now that I know that. I won't do it though.
See if it picks up and comes back through.
I can just faintly hear it.
It wouldn't come through the mic, but I would. I won't do it because that's mean. Hey Liz, do you want to hear ASMR? Do you want to hear my ASMR?
Jesus. No, you don't. I'll answer that for you.
All right. Where are we? Seattle. So how do you? Okay, so what do you think is gonna go? What do you think is gonna happen here in Dallas, Seattle? Do you think this is? Do you think it goes to 7, like, or do you think that it ends up being kind of a wash
I
from
think
Dallas?
I think Dallas is going to make a habit of winning series in 6.
Okay.
I think
it'll be 5.
Oh dang! So you think Dallas just wins out?
5
Here?
for Seattle? No.
Oh.
No.
I'm gonna say 7, and I think who knows.
I mean, if it gets there,
I'm gonna say 7, and I'm gonna say go Seattle. Yanni Gourde, baby.
I mean, as much like I picked Dallas in my bracket.
I did too.
Seattle would also be fun.
I picked Dallas to win the cup in my bracket, and I don't care if they win because I got so many other fucking choices wrong. It doesn't matter anymore. So
that's the thing. It's like
whatever.
it's the only thing
Who
that's got me
cares?
going right now, man. I need.
I just think that
them in Vegas were the only people. That's literally all I got right in the first round was them in Vegas. That's it. I was 2 for 8.
I think I've said
fucking 8.
That is.
I've said it a couple
That is
times.
poor.
I think that it would be cool to see Vegas Seattle in the conference final game.
It would be. I think Dallas is too good.
I think that Dallas is too good, and I think that I don't know. Edmonton's just got it. Edmonton looks better this season than they have in the past, and they've addressed some of the major holes that we've always said they have. Bottom 6 defense.
They really have, yeah.
Goalie. Yeah, so
they really have. The goalie was just lucky.
Yeah, that one's hit or miss too, because Skinner can go hot or cold, and you saw that.
He's had his own issues.
He is a what's the rookie of the year trophy?
The Calder.
He's a Calder candidate.
A bunch of fucking annoying hockey media members made sure to point out today, finalists. They're not nominees. It's all been voted on already. Top 3 voting, and I'm like, guys, I'm one of you, and you're annoying me.
I'll enjoy when we get to that episode when we're talking about the awards.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I've not really been paying a ton of attention to it. I've just noticed that the finalists have been slowly rolling out over the last few days.
I think Matty Beniers has that one in the bag, though.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
I would expect. So I have a little dial here. I think the stream just went down for a second because I have a little thing that tells me the bit rate that I'm at. 4,000 to 4,500 is like normal, and it just went to 0, and then was at 0 for a couple seconds, and then it shot up to 10,000. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but while you were looking over there with the confused face, your camera also went super pixelated.
Yeah, my internet just shat the bed a little bit. I'm surprised I could still hear you guys, to be honest with you.
But it looks as though it's back now.
Yes, it is back.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, Liz, do you still hear us?
Hear this? I just scream.
A couple of weeks ago, she was watching it and she put it on the TV, and then she was asleep when I went in there. So.
Hey, there we go. We found our niche, boys.
Putting people to sleep.
Post them late at night and put people to sleep.
Yep. Nice. All right. So that's the West. We're gonna do a quick hurdle, and then we're gonna bring Ola Rickman on. So who's ready to do some of that? Let me just do this.
Are you ready to do this hurdle?
We may need him for some hurdle. If he's ready to go, we should pop him in now.
You want to pop him in now?
Well, let's see.
He said 10:15, so I think we got a little bit.
Well, never mind. Sorry, Rick. Maybe next week.
Well, never mind. All right,
we got this. We got this. We don't need him. Just kidding. We love you, Rick.
We love you, Rick. Sorry. On the fly adjustments here. You know how we do it. All right, there you boys go. You should be able to see that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh well,
Matthew Joseph.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
it's
Keandre
Keandre
Miller.
Miller, but I will put
Yeah.
Joseph because it very well could
I
be
think
him.
you're right, but maybe.
Okay, East.
So yeah, it's Metro. It's well, actually, it could still be the other Joseph because he's on Pittsburgh, but do Miller.
Easy, baby.
It was one or the other.
Yeah,
There is only a few players with hair like that.
with that, the hair.
That nice fro. I loved when they came back for the bubble playoffs and Matthew Joseph had his afro grown out. Oh, my God, it was so
that
epic.
was beautiful. That was beautiful.
It was so
He had
epic.
it going.
All right. Well, we got to do another one.
Yeah, that was quick.
We have to suck at least a little, guys. All right. Here
And
we
with
go.
that bland ass silhouette, we might just.
Here we go. This is saying like Nino Niederreiter to me for some reason.
Hey man, if you have any inclination, go for it because I got fuck all right now. Neener.
All right, right wing in the Pacific, of course.
Cool. Fuck.
All right, so let's see Oilers. Oilers, what do they got for right wing? What the hell do they have for right wing? I don't even know.
Derek Ryan? That's a name.
Derek Ryan.
I think that's a winger.
Ryan.
Try.
Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay,
He's a center.
Not
Fuck.
American. Not American. That's okay though, because we knocked the Oilers off. Okay, so not American. So let's see.
Is that a
Flank.
Pacific? Or is it? It's Pacific.
It's
is
Pacific,
that a
yes.
Is that a Vancouver player? That's what I meant to say.
I mean, potentially. I don't know. I can't sit here and say that I know who it is. Because
I'm really glad we got Pacific Division again. This is great.
Dude, we get
Fucking
Pacific. We get Pacific Division. Like
70% of the time.
it's more than that. It's more. We've done times where we've played 3 games in a row, and every single time it's been a Pacific player. It's like, guys, we don't care about you.
It's the division I easily know the least about.
Same.
Watch this be some fucking San Jose scrub or
their last
something.
cup winner was like the Kings in 2014,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, like we're nigh on a decade of the last Pacific Cup winner.
And they've been asked for a couple seasons now as a division.
I know this
feel like
fucking
it's
silhouette.
King. I feel like it's a king.
It's a king. Okay. Is that Doughty? No. Is that Kopitar? No.
No, he's a center.
Shit, you're right.
What's the age ish? It's younger than 30.
It's younger than 30, and it's not close.
It's like a good deal younger than
Probably
30,
like 26 under, 26, 27 and under. So that average age, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have literally no idea.
I mean, do we want to just put a king? I'm gonna put Dersey.
Yeah, fuck it.
I know he's a
defenseman,
D man, but all right. So probably 25, not Canadian.
Not Canadian. All right, that actually
Russian.
helps. Hey, we should go with a Russian next.
Russian on the Flames. Any Russians? Zadorov? No.
He's
Is he a right wing?
No, he's a defenseman.
Is he? Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure. I mean, you can go with him if you want.
Is it not? Is it?
It's not like we have any other names right now.
Is it? What's his name? Jesus Christ.
I don't think Jesus plays hockey.
Lindholm. Elias Lindholm.
We could trade Lindholm. Yeah,
Try it.
I think he's a center, but Elias is the.
Get another team and nationality out of
not
there.
Sweden, not
He's
Calgary.
not Swedish.
26, 27 probably. Oh my God, I hate you, Hurdle. I hate you much.
This is really dumb.
It's gonna be stupid game. This game is
San
stupid.
Jose. Who the fuck is San Jose's wingers?
I don't know, man.
Couture?
Logan.
No, he's older.
Yeah, it's definitely not Couture.
Hurdle? Is it Hurdle on Hurdle?
Oh! I thought you had it. I thought you had it.
Oh, he's
dude.
Czech. God damn it.
Okay, let's
wait,
try.
What's the top one even? What does that even say? CHE?
Che? I don't know. It's
CZ.
Niederreiter. Top one is CHE.
Oh,
Is
What
that
is
like?
that for, then?
Is that like he was born in like Czechia or Czech Republic, and then Hurdle was born when it was something else?
Well, they're a year apart, so I don't think
Oh.
so.
That could be.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Anyway,
Okay, the number is higher than 62. Wow, we got fuck all for information.
this is rough. 3 guesses left.
Okay,
We got
four-
four
we- okay,
teams
we got it.
down. What
We
are the
can get
other
the
Pacific
team.
teams?
Fucking Ducks.
It's got to be the Ducks.
Yeah, it's
This
got
has
to be.
gotta be
All
the
right,
Ducks.
Ducks, Vancouver, Seattle.
Might be Seattle. Is that Jaden Schwartz? No, he's either American or Canadian.
He's American.
It's not Jaden Schwartz.
He's American.
Who were we just talking about? On the Ducks, who plays there? Who the fuck plays there?
I don't know, dude. This silhouette looks like Jeff Skinner, but it's obviously not him.
So what team you said? We said we had Ducks.
Ducks,
Ducks, Seattle,
Seattle.
Vancouver.
Seattle,
Vancouver.
Vancouver, and who the hell else is it?
Seattle, Vancouver, and yeah, who the fuck?
I'm going up the map in my mind. Oh, Vegas.
Oh yeah, it could be Vegas.
Is this like Martinez or something? No, because he's a
Oh,
defenseman.
he's either
Russian. We need a Russian. Oh, hey, Eric's here.
Oh, Eric's here.
Eric. Help
who
us.
is it?
Hold on.
Help us.
Hold on.
Wait.
Oh,
Look at the
so we've
silhouette,
got
and then
a-
we'll minimize it so you can look at the information.
We've got a West Coast winger in the Pacific.
Pacific winger.
And we already have eliminated Edmonton, LA, Calgary, and San Jose.
And we've already eliminated the countries of Czech,
US.
USA, Canada, Sweden, and another one we don't know.
Pacific.
And the team, yeah. So the teams we have left is Vegas.
All right,
Um,
somebody call me out here, but for some reason when I saw that silhouette, I was like, Louis Erickson? Is he even playing hockey?
He's not around
plays
anymore.
for Arizona.
Damn.
He was on the Arizona roster this
That's
year.
right. That's right. He was. It does look like a Louis Erickson, though. Just give me, we just need a Russian. The Seattle, is that Burakovsky?
Fuck it.
Or is
Is
it
it
Bjorkstrand?
Holvenen?
Might be Tolvin. I couldn't tell you what.
Yeah.
Check Bjorkstrand.
He's Swedish. How is
Yeah,
he Swedish?
Bjorkstrand.
No,
He's Swedish.
Burakovsky.
I think Sweden borders Russia.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You get the
God damn
crossover.
it.
Some families.
That's like how there's Lavois that are American.
I mean, Sasha Barkov is Finnish.
That's true, yeah.
Oh. Wait, hold on one sec. Because I've been
It is
watching
Seattle,
Seattle, I need to look at the numbers. So it's like the jersey number.
Higher than 62, lower than 95. It's a Russian. It's a freaking Russian.
So who's number like 72? Usually Bert. Wait, no, he's.
Is
Tolvanen too old at
is
this
se-
point?
Is
Or could that be
72
Tolvanen?
is 72 Donskoy? What's he? What's
It
Yeah.
could be him.
what's his
Yeah,
nationality?
He's still around?
Wait,
I think
Yeah,
he's Finnish,
I think he's.
but I don't know if he's around. Give it a go.
Why not?
All right, how many guesses do we have? left? I think we
Check
have one guess
Bjorkstrand.
left.
I'm pretty sure he's not any
Oh.
of those.
No,
Ooh, it's
Bjorkstrand is
higher
22.
than- So it's in between 72 and 96.
Yeah.
Do you think I know Seattle numbers?
Mm,
Dude, it's a
Yeah.
Russian. It's a Russian.
It's got to be a Russian.
At this
Tolvanen.
Try
point,
Tolvanen. Try
Tolvanen.
Tolvanen.
is he Russian?
Tolvanen's not.
He's a Russian forward.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Seattle, so I'm pretty sure he is.
Better hope so. Otherwise, you're about to be embarrassed. You are embarrassed.
No, what? Dang.
He's
Daniel
finished.
Sprong.
Is
What's-
fi-
Wait.
Where the fuck
is
is
this
he
guy?
from?
Yeah, where is he from? Hold on. now.
I know the name,
Hold
but
on.
like he's not from North America.
Wait,
Where the
I was
fuck
gonna
is he
guess-
from? You know what? I don't feel bad about getting that
Oh,
wrong.
he's Danish. He's from the
Ah.
Netherlands. I mean,
Oh,
why are you
no.
giving us that?
I don't
Same
feel
as
bad
Bjork.
about flubbing that.
Fucking hurdle. All right, we're doing another.
No,
one.
no, that was.
We gotta
that
get a
was
Where my
fun
boy Oliver
because
is from too.
I was gonna guess Sprong because he was 91, and then I'm like, nah, Sprong is like Canadian.
He
How
looks
is
like a
it-
Canadian guy.
How the
It
hell did
just-
you know that?
Exactly. Like I just assume anyone that I'm like, dude's pretty good, doesn't have like a crazy European last name. It's def Canadian.
hmm
It's Canadian. Or
Okay,
American.
we got to get a full one in with Rick. So real quick, real snappy. This is gonna be a 3-guesser maximum.
Our
Hey,
first one we did 2 turns, and Mike had the name off the rip anyway. Is that Sergei Bobrovsky?
I don't hate that guess. A 1-guesser?
Please.
No,
Nope.
it is a goalie though. This looks like maybe a nice.
Eastern goalie.
Oh, it's
Igor?
an East. All right.
Is it?
Is that Shesty?
It's long hair.
Oh, he's Russian too. It's not him.
Oh, look at the
Oh,
number.
that's true, actually. Yeah.
Look at the number. Look at the number. It's a high
Higher than
goalie number.
72.
Is that's not fucking Vassy? No,
I was
it's
gonna
not
say it's
Vanek.
Oh,
Vassy.
he's Russian. Not he's,
Also
whoever
Russian.
it is
yes.
isn't Russian.
Holy
yeah.
shit!
Wait, what division we got?
It's Metro.
Metro goalie.
It's not Anderson.
No
Is it
Islander
Ranta?
goalie. No Islander.
It's not an Islander
No,
goalie.
Ranta's got short hair, or he's bald. I don't think he's got any hair.
Let's go through the teams.
What the fuck does Elvis Merzlikins look like?
Merzlikins. Well, we're about to.
Maybe.
It looks like this.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh!
Nice, Benny. Nice.
Let's go.
There we go. Like I
Pure
said.
luck, but I'll take
Or
it.
as some commentators like to call him, Merlekins, and just leaves the Z out.
Yeah, that's always real rough.
Wait,
Okay.
what's his- Oh, he's Latvian.
Oh dang.
That's kind of cool.
Dang. Yeah, that's a high goalie number as well. All right.
What is his number? Oh, he's 90.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to tell you that if it had to save my life.
All
That's
right. Well,
Ugh.
luckily it did not have to. But we are going to return in just a few minutes. I got to pee. And then we're going to get into some Eastern playoff talk. Just in
I
time.
need
Hey.
Me and Eric need to
I
vent. so
Ah.
we'll be back. And we're back.
Were you trying to do a Mickey here? Huh?
Oh,
God.
All right, welcome back to the Disney Squad podcast. As you can see, we've got Eric back here. So we'll formally welcome him back to the show. He hopped in for a second there to play some hurdle.
I did.
Eric. You've been missed.
Thanks. Yeah, I was commuting on the train back home. Thank you.
But you weren't here. You weren't here last weekend. How was the little trip that you had? You don't have to go into specifics, but
yes. No, I'm just gonna say one thing. So we all drank a lot. One person threw up over the weekend. It was me. It was in front of everyone onto the floor. That's it. That was the weekend.
Rick.
Yep.
Oh,
not good.
My gosh.
Not good.
Well done, Nick.
I mean, it was not good. I don't want to go into the
Damn,
details.
dude, it was too many ciders again.
Not good. No. But I remembered that story because I was like, dang, the only other time I threw up like that in an embarrassing way was when I was on my side in Mike and Ben's apartment. That was gross.
That was unfortunate.
I'd
I'm
be
just
glad-
glad you did it on your
Actually,
side.
No, that
honestly.
couch has been thrown away a long time ago.
Yeah,
So-
sorry, couch. What a send
Oh no, that wasn't your doing. That was just a long progression. That was like between my brother and I.
Nasty.
Between my brother and I, that was like used for like 6 or 7 years. And
Yeah,
like several years past it when it should have been thrown out, when it was like at like a fucking
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
be sitting like this
Real
anytime
comfy,
you sat down in it. Yeah, it was comfy enough,
I do want to say this though. This was kind of cool. So we
like
watched
90%
hockey
pillows, though.
all weekend. So the house we went to had like, I don't know, like 10 beds or something like that. It was a really nice house in Pennsylvania, just redone. And they had like a movie theater room, and it had 8 seats, and like the back row was raised so you could see over the people in front of you. Each chair could like, rock her back and stuff like that. And they had a
That's really cool.
projector. They had a projector
Dang.
that projected onto this giant white wall. So we watched hockey all weekend. It was great. And again, we were in
Dude,
Pennsylvania. So nothing was blacked out. That being said, we used Dish, and Dish covered all the games. Like, we didn't have to stream anything. But if we needed to, nothing would have been.
Yeah, because it's all on national coverage.
Yeah,
channels
yeah. I
now,
don't
so-
think
Yeah,
you can.
at this
stream.
point.
There's a
I'm
few I've
yeah.
seen that were
And it
on.
really?
Yeah, there was a few I've seen that were on ESPN Plus, but
Okay.
I think
we
they
got
were like special games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because
no,
I mean,
that was
I've been
awesome.
using Hulu Live TV for my games, but that sounds like a fun trip. And it was
Yeah, but
for
that was great.
bachelor party, right?
Bachelor party. Yep. So my friend Ty, he's getting married next weekend, next Saturday in a week.
Nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna have a busy couple
are we?
weekends in a
So are we
row.
also
Yeah.
not seeing you next weekend?
Saturday night I am busy, but Friday night's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Might be all right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's hop right into it. The East, where obviously what we did
Yeah.
for the West is we just talked about the first round series and then went over the second round series. So we'll
Okay.
start. Let's start with Rangers, New Jersey.
Oh my god.
The New Jersey Devils
Oh
go
my
down
God.
0-2.
So
I
And
think
Nick has
is still
something to
mad
say.
at me.
no, I'm not gonna say it because we talked about it last week. I just want to say I think as of last week, there was only one game left in that series, and it was Game 7.
Yes.
Had Game 6 happened?
I believe it
Either
had. No, it hadn't, because we were talking about if we thought it would go to 7 or not.
Right, because
It
we were
didn't.
like, oh yeah, the Rangers have been down before, whatever.
I
they'll come
watched.
back.
I
Yeah.
watched Game 6. I watched Game 6 at the house in Pennsylvania.
Hey,
Nice.
nice.
So
I will say that it was a disappointing way to see the Rangers end the series.
Nick had
they
hopped
really-
on the Rangers bandwagon for this playoffs.
You build a team like they did. Granted,
And you spent so
everything
much.
I've seen, right? You spend so much assets to get Tarasenko, to get Kane, do what they did, right? And granted, Kane came out and said that he has a hip injury, so like he was basically hurt the whole time he was there anyway. But it's like none of their big guys showed up at all in the series, right? The two guys who made any impact was Trocheck and Kreider. The rest of them did nothing. Laugh had zeros
He had
across.
zero of everything. Yeah.
Not good.
That
rough.
is ridiculous. Panarin barely did anything, right? I think Zibanejad maybe had 2 goals.
He
I
got
know he
a
had
few
1.
points in the last couple games, I think, but that was it.
Right, but it's it's too little, too late at that point.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because it's like the worst part about the Rangers was that okay, you go up 2 games, right?
On the road
then-
as well.
Right. And so you shit the bed in the garden, which you weren't expecting. But then you go back and you make basically no adjustments to try and beat the speed. Like the Rangers looked old and slow as the season progressed, or as the series progressed, against a very, very young and fast like Devils team, right? Plus Schmid played out of his mind. That didn't help either.
He was the savior for the Devils. That was pretty cool.
It's just I don't know.
Was it not 4-0 in game 7? Was that a thing?
Yeah,
was
game
the
7 was rough for the Rangers. They did not have. I watched a good chunk of that. They did not have.
So that
anything
means
going.
that Mr. Schmid at that point had played 4 NHL playoff games and had a shutout in half of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it did. The Rangers score at all in that last game? I don't know if
think they did.
Nope. They did not. They got shut out.
That's rough. It was like, and just watching it,
They didn't
it
look
was
good.
just sad. It was
was
just
sad,
sad,
guys.
No, and I know like you can talk about whether or not it was a controversial. It's kind of a controversial hit, the one that Trouba had on Meyer in that game later on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Meyer put his head down, so like it's partially his fault, but Trouba did blow him up.
he like went up into
That's
him.
not the point. The hit isn't my point here. It's more of okay, that's a play that you make to try and get your team like going again, right? Like
Yeah,
get them
yes.
energized back into the game. That's one of those things that teams will do, right? And at that point, it's like it's too little, too late. At that point, you're already down 3.
Yeah.
I think by the time he did that,
It
it's
was, yeah.
okay, and none of your offense showed up. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the series, they were over 40% on the power play, and then they pretty much
started
turned
choking
it
it away.
Yeah. So
There's only so much you can do.
credit to the Devils, right? That is a good team, and
They
they're
certainly
down.
played well.
I think they played well, but they had a lot of guys who you'd think should have played better that played kind of shitty, right? Like Jesper Bratt, I think, had 1 goal. He sure didn't really do anything. Meyer didn't really do anything.
No.
It was pretty much on, is it Jack Hughes?
Jack Hughes, I think, had a
Jack
good
Hughes was
series.
doing his
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Andre
series.
Palat had some moments. That
yeah.
shorthanded. Oh, that shorthanded pass
Dude.
to what's his face,
Oh
McLeod.
my god.
And McLeod's finish was also pretty nice, but the
Andre
play was Palat.
Palat.
Yeah,
Incredible.
That's
He's
the reason they
fucking
brought
good.
him.
Yeah.
That's the reason they signed him.
The reason they wanted him right here. This is his time. He wakes up. He wakes up in the spring. Here he is. And he loves beating the Rangers.
apparently.
Devils. It's a crush for New York. I remember like we were talking about
They'll be
Right,
fine.
right at the beginning of the playoffs. We were talking about how the Knicks are in the playoffs, the Islanders are in the playoffs, the Rangers are in the playoffs, and it's like okay, you have a good probability here against other regions of the country that okay, you've got 3 of your
Pro
you've
sports
got
teams.
3 of your major sports teams
Yeah.
in the playoffs where nobody else does. You have a good likelihood that you might win one here. Somebody might. Nope.
You would think so.
I'll say, are the Knicks also out? I don't watch basketball.
No, I don't think they're out, but I don't know how that series is going.
We need Connor.
Yeah, we need
Connor's,
NBA corner.
Connor's NBA corner. All right. So yeah, New York kind of just shat the bed. Do we think New York shat the bed, or do we think New Jersey just played well, or do you think it's a combo?
So
Combo.
I
game?
think it's a
bit of both.
combo. I think
Yeah.
it's a combo, but I will say, like, I was surprised that I don't know if they came out with a list of injuries from Rangers players, I know Kane had the hip thing, but like they look so disengaged in that
Like they didn't
last
care.
game. Like it just like
It was not pretty.
like I know people were saying like, oh, they didn't have that playoff grit and stuff like that. Like, see, look, they got rid of Reed. It's like, yeah, but look at that
I don't
roster.
think
Look at
that
the
was
talent of that
the
roster.
issue.
Exactly. Like,
I
don't think that was.
no, keep
go ahead, Mike.
keep
Go
going,
ahead.
keep going.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I mean, I wanted to bring this into like the play we've talked about already, but apparently on hockey Twitter, Ben, you probably saw this too. Gallant and management were getting into it during the series a little bit, like
Yeah.
I
behind
didn't know
closed
about that.
doors. Behind
I didn't
closed
hear about
doors.
that either.
I heard
like-
there was some Gallant possibly fired rumors.
Yeah, which
right.
and that's the thing I want to get to. That's interesting because you can't deny the success that he's had with the team. But if players aren't responding, right, it's kind of like Daryl Sutter. You can't deny the success he had with Calgary, but then when players start, I'm talking about the
Before this
previous year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so before this year, right, you can't deny that. But
He did win the
throughout this
Jackass.
year, yes, he did. And throughout this year, what happened? Players were putting in like trade requests,
Yeah.
right? All this
Yeah, you're
stuff we heard
frustrated.
under the
Well.
table.
Players
And so,
dropped
like, I don't know.
40 points from where they were
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah. And like
That's
and,
enough of a drop where you're like, there might be something going on.
Yeah. And Calgary's management didn't do anything until the season was over. Even like right before a playoff push, they did not do anything. So like that's my question. Do the Rangers give it some more time or do they just
I
Yeah,
don't view those
that's a
teams
great
being
question.
in the same place.
That's a great question because I agree with you. Everybody, I'm hearing, from the podcast I listen to, right? Everybody wants Gallant's head, and Gallant has a past track record of building a good team. He did it with, Vegas, right?
he with
He had a
Vegas?
decent, he had a decent team when he was in Florida too. They were,
Yeah,
I think he had an Atlantic
two
Division
instances-
championship before he went to Vegas.
So he's got two instances in the past where he's done this. He's built a good team, had a couple years, and had a really good team. He did it in Vegas. He did it in Florida, and then for some reason the teams booed him after. Like then he's his
can't
third.
perform in the
Let's say
playoffs.
like his third year, he has like this thing where he not shit. For lack of better words, shits the bed in that next follow-up season to his good. Like last year, the expectation was that they weren't going to make it to the conference finals, right?
Yes.
But they did under him. And
Yes,
then this
that's
year
true.
they come out and they shit the bed in the first round, right? So it's like the follow-up year to your good season last year. Granted, you had a good regular season, but your playoffs. He had an interview. He was like, we had a bad week. You had a bad week at the worst possible time, and you did nothing to correct any of your problems.
You can't afford that at this point.
And you got torched in the neutral zone constantly.
Yep.
I mean, I would say he's out. I would say he's probably gone, and I would say for the exact reason that we said probably about 5 minutes ago now, when we said that the players just didn't look like they didn't care. Like that's the coach's job. The coach isn't there to be like, you got to turn like this and
you win that
stick
game,
handle
you're
here.
good, guys.
Like you're not.
Right.
The coach isn't here to coach like you do when you're in minor hockey. He's here to literally his main job is motivation.
Just push buttons, get them doing the right thing.
Motivation and line matching, maybe.
Yeah.
Performance on the ice is player driven, right? If your coach is dogging you and you're not like receptive to his motivation tactics, right? Like you probably aren't going to play good. But
look at Dubois.
Yeah. I mean,
Nick, I just wanted to add real quick about the Vegas thing. I think people forget about that. You know how Vegas has the reputation of shiny new toy. Gallant got them to the Cup final his first season as their coach, and then was fired.
Oh, dang.
Was it the next season, or I feel like he was like
Off
midway
season.
through a third?
I thought
No. He definitely had a second season because they were in a playoff spot when they fired him. I'm pretty sure.
Really? Oh wait.
I think that was the cab situation
right.
where
You're right.
got fired and they sent him away in a cab. Or was that in Florida?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
I know he had at
I
least
agree
two
with you, Mike. I
seasons
think
there.
he's out.
Get him out.
who knows?
You know my
But yeah, that
saying.
was just wild. That was
Okay.
wild because. Go ahead.
No, you're totally right. It's crazy to see a team with that kind of experience just fall flat. They had Patrick Kane. I know it's Patrick Kane, the shell of Patrick Kane, but like you'd think in the locker room he'd be like, "Listen, guys, I've been here before 8 million times. We're gonna be fine." Like, but yeah,
I don't even know if it was
didn't
that
have
so
a
much as
guy-
they just didn't have the matchups. Like
It's true.
the New Jersey had too much speed for them to handle. Like I was very wrong in when I was saying like they rely too much on a speed game and like that'll get slowed. No,
Didn't-
eventually the Rangers didn't have the legs for it.
True.
And
Have you guys heard who they want to possibly bring in to replace Gallant? If they,
I feel like I heard a Babcock rumor. Am
Is
I
that-
right? Is that who you were bringing up?
no,
Oh, okay.
Joel
Who?
Quenneville.
Oh, no, that was the.
no.
It was okay. It was the
Joel
other.
Quenneville, because he's got they just, I don't know if it's fully true, right? But the reason I heard was because he's got this past connection with Panarin, and he'll rejuvenate him. Like, come on.
Listen, I don't think
mean-
that Quenneville should be barred from ever coaching again, but like I give it some more time, guys.
Yeah. It's, but also like, why? Like, there's
other
surely,
people.
Like,
And
like,
somebody else.
like
kid from-
surely yes, that like you can't deny Joe Quenneville has been a very good hockey coach.
Yeah.
For a lot of good chunk of his career. But like fucking Christ, guys, I'm willing to bet there's bigger than a 40-person pool you can choose people from.
Dude, I'll
willing
coach.
to bet. I'm willing to fucking bet there's maybe somebody else that maybe is a little more forward thinking that could maybe like try like the
Probably.
The backup from Jersey. It's the last Florida guy. I can't remember
I've
his name.
heard not to go on too much of a tangent, I'll just mention this.
Brunette. I would like to see Brunette get another chance. Is that what you're talking about, Nick?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I didn't know his name, but yeah.
Who else is looking for another coach or a new coach?
The Calgary.
Well,
Oh
yeah,
no,
Calgary.
Capitals.
And the Capitals, yes.
So
actually,
the
yeah.
Capitals, there's rumors going around that the Capitals will be interviewing at some point Jeff Halpern.
Oh, that's
And-
fun.
No, it's not.
That's fun.
No, it's not fun.
Oh, is he with Tampa right now?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
But yeah, so that's interesting.
No.
But we're gonna move on here, and we're gonna go to Boston, Florida. What happened here, guys?
I don't fucking
Now
know.
listen. Now
That
listen.
was bad.
The President's Trophy curse is a thing. You all remember 2019. The Lightning tie the record for wins in a season, in the regular season, and promptly get swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. I would argue that this is worse. The record
Yes,
breaking
that's the first
the
question.
record breaking record setting Boston Bruins team goes up 3-1 versus the Florida Panthers and then pisses away any chance to win the series.
Yep.
And blows
way
the
worse.
lead in the final minute of game 7. I would
Mhm.
argue that's worse.
Way
The
worse.
Bolts never had a chance.
Way worse.
The Bullets never
Nope.
had a chance.
Nope.
Once they
Yes.
lost that first game.
Florida is a better team than that Columbus team. was.
No. No. Get out of here.
Florida. I will say this: Florida is a better team than we all gave credit to. I will say
Yeah.
that.
I have some
I mean,
interesting Florida thoughts once we get to
I,
Florida.
I was
Toronto,
saying it.
but-
I was saying it to Eric while you guys were on break, and I don't. I know we might caught the end of it a little bit. I think we easily forgot that Florida won the President's Trophy last year,
I didn't forget.
and
They were dog shit for a good portion of
I
the start of the
agree.
season.
They were dog shit at the first portion of the season, but they also
they brought
traded
it
away
around.
2 of their best guys, right? So it took them a minute to get Kachuk into the system. I know he started the season off really well, right? But
You got to get
Bob's
the
fine.
other guys to mesh too.
Yeah.
I think I've said it a couple times too. Montour played out of his mind this year too, and Carter Verhaeghe had a 40-goal
Yeah.
season. Like, these are guys that you.
Dude, if you
Mon-
want to be good, just get developed by the Lightning. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, that's where we're at here. I'll like
Yeah.
there's 3 former Bolts just having awesome like postseasons right now.
I saw some people chirping Steve Dangle about like when Carter Verhaeghe got traded away in like 2015 when he had done literally nothing in
hadn't
the
played a
AHL or
second.
ECHL.
He had played a second in
And,
a pro league.
Like and like at that point it was like, this is fine. He's probably mostly going to be AHLer, which at that moment in time was a fair assessment to make. It didn't look the one team that I think has a little more of a what are you doing of giving him up is Tampa.
Yeah, they couldn't re-sign him. That was that thing. They didn't have the cap space to re-sign him.
Okay, it was a money issue. I guess that makes more sense. But like of the two, that's more like
that's that. Yeah, no, they definitely we would have liked to have kept him, but at the time, there were other people that needed the money.
Fair enough.
And Verhaeghe, we just couldn't
So
spend the money.
Do you guys think it was more of a Florida took over the series or Boston shit the bed?
I think it was a combo deal again. I think it was where the combo is. It's both teams goaltending.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky comes in and Bobrovsky comes in and wrecks. He'll be back. I was Eric for a minute there.
Other than the first 2 games, Ullmark did not.
Ullmark was good until he wasn't, and then he was bad. And then Swayman came in and was also bad.
After the fact that they just played him hurt.
Right.
And we're like, this is a good idea.
That's dumb.
When we have an amazing backup goalie.
That's
not to mention they hadn't played him more than 3 games in a row all season long and then decided, we're going to play him 6 games in a row. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want to do
now that he's hurt.
I think. I mean, not when he's hurt.
I don't
Before, like, if he's healthy, you do that because that's what
I'm just going to say this.
But
I'm just going to say this as an Islanders fan. All the Islanders' deep playoff runs recently, you had no idea who the fuck was going to be in that. And I was like, Varlamov, let's go for it. Sorokin, get in there. But Leonard,
actually, I haven't thought of
Leonard,
that. They kind of did. They started that and did it effectively.
Why? Because during the season, they were like, we're going to go full tandem. And the Bruins did the same thing. And then in the playoffs, they're like, tandem? Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
And the fact that they stopped, particularly when Ullmark was hurt, I'm like,
yes.
That's dumb.
Guys, they needed to get Swayman in 6.
He hasn't played since April 16th or so. It's like middle of April.
So even if they lose 6, he gets a game. He's ready to go for 7.
Yeah, he's got his legs.
You have a better chance to have that elimination if you don't get the game 6 elimination, because who knows, you might. But like, there was a fucking Brad Marchand breakaway in the last minute of the third period in Game 5 that could have ended it. There was so many other chances that could have ended it. They had a 3-2 lead in Game 7 that could have ended it, but they gave up the like. That was a pretty big choke job. That was for sure
the choke of all chokes.
But props to Florida for grinding,
pushing it. Yeah,
they played the game. They had to win the games.
You go down 2-0, and you're like, I'm sure any team would be like, fuck, we're out of this shit.
It's not a great start.
Right.
Against that Boston team as well. Whew.
Yeah.
Right. But I bet you, like, it's easy to say here and think about it, right? But I bet you, it's got to go through some of these guys' minds thinking like, we just going up 2-0, we're going to just roll them. We're not too worried about this.
We'll definitely
we'll pass them and think about the next series, which...
They almost did roll them.
That's like the one thing that you need to like get out of your players' heads. Like that's like the number one thing, especially playoff time, is like, listen, it's not done until it's done. And that's that's literally what happened with the Lightning. I've said it before. They got railed. They went up 3-0 in that first period of Game 1 against Columbus, and we're like, all right, it's done. Like they were outplaying them. They go up 3-0 and they were like, all right.
We got a period in, boys. We're good.
They literally were like that. I swear that's probably what most of them were like, wow, this is going to be easy. And then they lost and they lost again and again and again.
David Savard kind of pop off in that series.
I think he did all right.
Like by David Savard standards.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
And Seth Jones also popped off and then disappeared forever. Sorry, Seth Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
He voluntarily went to Chicago. That's his own doing.
Yeah. But yeah, they lost that series, and then that was like Cooper's thing was like, I think that was his thing. He was like, all right, I got
his rights get traded.
We got to get a better. We got to have a better mindset. We have to have it's not over till it's over kind of mindset, and it clearly worked.
And you
figured
wouldn't
that out.
think
Yeah,
you wouldn't think that Boston team would have that, right?
No,
It's very experienced. Like you have a very large group of that team that's relatively playoff experienced, right?
oh yeah,
But
they made a cup final 4 years ago.
2019.
right. The other sad part about it is you probably think that Bergeron and Krejci are done now. So,
Oh my god, dude!
unfortunate.
Every person in Boston's upper management needs to watch that 1-minute video of Bergeron hugging everyone walking off the ice. Every single one of them.
Even as a Habs fan,
You did this.
kind of did they do that?
it sucks
no,
for him
yeah,
because
yeah,
like he's such a good
okay.
player, and he only
Montgomery
has one cup.
There's plenty
ahead, Gomer.
there's plenty of good players that end up with 0 cups.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now, ever since it was rough if you were a good player that ended up without a cup back when there was 21 teams and 16 teams made the playoffs every year out of 21. Or before that when it was even
now it's
smaller,
like half the league
now,
is it.
There's a decent chance you're gonna go your whole career without winning one, even if you're really fucking good. Just there's too many fucking teams.
Yeah. Very competitive league. All right, Eric, would you like to talk about? I'm giving you the reins here. Do you want to talk about Toronto, Tampa, or do you want to go Carolina, New York?
I'm gonna go Carolina, New York.
Okay.
We're just gonna get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
My goodness. So last time I was on the pod with y'all, I think that was when the Islanders set that crazy record. It was like the fastest 4 goals, and
Is when they brought it to 3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forced the
was,
game.
And that made the series 2-1.
Yeah,
I thought that
and
made
then
it. Oh, that was before.
It was earlier.
Then they dropped, and they
you
dropped
were here
the next
last
home game. So then the Islanders dropped the next home game. And what was the score of that? They got shit on. This was the one game they got shit on. Every game other than their 1 win at home and this loss at home was very close. It was either a 1-goal game, and 2 of them went to overtime.
I feel like
ended at 6.
I might be remembering this wrong, but I feel like that's like a New York Islanders trend. Is they always, even in series they win, they always have one game they just get fucking shit rocked.
Yep,
they do
like that, and then all of the rest are close.
Tampa Bay 2 years in a row. There was always that 8-0 or like 8-1 game.
That was yes.
What's happening?
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, not for Tampa, but
yeah.
So anyway, so they get blown out at home, and the series is 3-1, and that was after the podcast. And I'm like, oh, that's like they can still come back, but it's just like it's kind of like a
gut punch,
like a moral defeat there, just like losing at home. It's a gut punch, exactly. And they happened to pull out a win in Carolina. And so I was like, oh, okay. They go home for game 6. Game 7, anything you just got to win one at home. Game 7, anything can happen. And then my God. So I watched this game. Game.
You saw my live reaction to their overtime lost goal then too. If you watched the video back, it was so dumb.
That's right.
It was so dumb. That's the goal it ends on. Anyway, you watch this game.
So
I was
going
to end a series on. Oh, let's wait until the next series.
I want to get into that goal too. So I was watching the game. The Islanders played 2 periods of incredible playoff hockey.
They did.
It was low scoring, but freaking Cal Clutterbuck with he always has 2 wrist shots a year that are just absolutely perfect. But that was huge. Like, score first, get the fans behind you. It's Islander fans, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, and it was great. And then the third period, they just let's hold a lead. Like, you can't
hold a 1-0
lead against this Hurricanes team. You just cannot. They're so
now
offensively
2-0 Islanders lead.
Maybe
do it.
That one you might be able to
1 though.
And I think it was Sebastian Aho that tied the game. Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
pretty
probably
sure
he had a great series. He was the best Hurricane on the ice that series by
Yeah.
far. But he tied it up, and then in overtime, that goal, Paul Stastny
Just
scores
fucking worse.
from the goal line. And so I want to talk about this because I understand that there's always someone to blame for the goal. And yeah, obviously when you have Ilya Sorokin in net, like he doesn't let those goals in. But when you look at what he was doing, most of the goals that go in from that angle are like the ones that squeak past the post, right? And what he's doing is making sure that doesn't happen. And it just so happens that the puck, his stick is down too. The puck goes past his stick and off the tip of his skate. Like, it's
rough.
shit luck. It's shit luck.
was rough,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
it's shit luck. You can't say like terrible goal. Like, it's not like, I mean, look at what you guys talked about, what Draisaitl did the other night, banking it off of Brossoit going in, right? Like, players are talented and will do that.
Thing is, I don't even think Stastny meant
No,
to do that.
no,
I think he was just
he was just throwing
he
it
was
in
just
net.
throwing it on. Which hey, that does bring back to the ever-present fact that just throwing it on the net is not the worst idea.
It's a
You
good
never know.
move. Good move.
But that just for me, that's just summarize the series. Like, if you try to play conservative and hold leads, you're just not going to get bounces. And so you think, remember the Sebastian Aho own goal? He whacks it backwards, and Sorokin loses sight of it. And you have that goal. You have the goal where Stastny scores in overtime to end the series. Even Brock Nelson scored it. A puck hit Sebastian Aho in the face.
Oh yeah,
and he hit
Those
like
are goofy goals.
This was just a goofy series. Just a goofy series.
Didn't that like hit off his face and then it went down in front of the net and then they just like picked it up and the Carolina goalie's like, what the fuck's even happening?
Yeah, like what's it? Yeah. But yeah, it was just what a disappointing end. Like I think it was the same thing, just as Rangers fans were feeling. Honestly, I know it's apples and oranges, but just it's not anger, it's just disappointment. Like you're just like, really, like that's it. There goes the season.
Yeah,
there it is. I know the feeling.
And someone pointed out to the Islander fans getting frustrated with Ilya Sorokin, like, hey guys, you know who wouldn't be in the playoffs if we didn't have Ilya Sorokin as our goalie?
The New York Islanders.
The New York Islanders. So Jesus, don't. And it's few and far in between we're doing that.
It's hard to win it. Listen, it's hard to win games if you can only score 2 goals a game. At this
and
point,
also you'll find somebody saying you'll find at least one somebody saying something dumb about any given topic on Twitter. So like,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
How that impacts goals?
At least one, usually more.
And so let us look at Bo Horvat's 2022-2023 playoff stats. 6 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist.
Oh man.
Yeah, he really made an impact. He did what he needed to do to get you guys through the playoffs.
Hold on. We're not done. We're not done.
I was saying, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a list here.
I want to know Brock Nelson's.
We're getting there.
He's probably the only one that did okay.
Anders Lee, 6 games played, 1 goal.
Fucking A, man.
All right, let's go to Brock Nelson. Woohoo!
It's a New York
Brock Nelson actually has. I think he has 3 goals. I want to say. Oh, okay. 6 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points.
There you go.
That's someone who showed up in the playoff.
What is he, like the fucking points leader? Or?
Matt Barzal coming off of an injury. 2 goals in 6 games. Not very good. To be honest with you, I expect more assists, but because he was just thrown back into the playoffs, I wasn't expecting round 1 Matt Barzal to be like a game breaker. Still not good.
So you've got your stats. Who are their points leaders? Like who?
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was Brock Nelson.
I think it was Brock Nelson
with 5.
With 5. Although, hold on.
Dude,
I'm glad your boy.
And Kyle Palmieri with 5, 2 goals and 3 assists.
I'm glad your boy Josh Bailey decided not to do jack shit once again.
Josh Bailey was not put in any.
He was scratched the entire time.
Yeah. So, all right, there's a lot to. I don't want to spend too much time on the Islanders here, but there's a decent amount to talk about. So, wow, what else is new? Offensive failures. Oh my God, we've never talked about this on the podcast before. Holy shit! So we know about that.
Feel it, buddy.
Lane Lambert scratched Josh Bailey. And while I understand with a Hurricanes team that's fast, you want to like keep some young guys in to keep up with them. That's interesting when Josh Bailey is a playoff performer. He is a playoff performer statistically. And that's like something like, right, a morale boost for the locker room. Like everyone loves Bailey.
Where had his play been at as like the regular season was winding down? What was he looking like?
He was scratched even towards the end of the regular season, and it was the same kind of like kind of invisible, to be honest. But when you, I mean, again, right? It's like when you look at a team where all the freaking goal scorers are invisible. Like, why not get the playoff performer?
I mean, yeah, you could bring him. Like, that's the thing. It was a series that wins 6 games. You could maybe bring him in at some point.
You could try something.
Yeah. Try something, right? But I mean,
not to mention 3 of the main guys on Carolina, they're like 70 of their goals were out hurt, right? Like Teravainen was out.
Teravainen, Pacioretty, and Svechnikov.
Oh yeah,
right. And that's 70 of their goals this year. Like that's a massive chunk of offense.
Yep.
And you still couldn't really do anything against them.
No. I mean, I will say, hindsight 2020, but the way the Devils are getting worked by the Hurricanes so far.
Tonight was rough. I was watching it the entire.
What was the score? What was the
6-1 final?
Oh, geez, they did
the Islanders defensively, like again, proved they could hang with the Hurricanes, right? It just it's frustrating. It just comes down to you literally can hang with any team defensively. And
so how ready are you to hear another summer of, hey, Lou, we got to get a scorer?
So he's gonna be like, I already got one. He just didn't score.
That's the last thing I want to talk about.
Even if Bo Horvat had scored, you still need like 2 or 3 more guys.
That's the last thing I want to talk about. First off, congrats to Carolina because hell of a series. Like they deserve to win that. On paper, I picked the Islanders, but I still think the Isles were underdogs. Lane Lambert and Lou Lamoriello have not said anything so far to any media at the end of this season. And I was like waiting. I was hoping they'd have something out there.
Do they normally have end of season press conferences? Because I know Lou is pretty. He doesn't really say much.
I mean, so that's the thing. I don't think with Lou they normally do, but like maybe after that, maybe say something. Maybe just a little something.
How about fuck you?
No, you get nothing. You get nothing.
I mean, I guess I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, but so Bo Horvat is having like one of the best offensive seasons of his career, and I know Vancouver's offensive group over there is more talented than the Islanders' offensive group, but he like fell off a cliff, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Bo Horvat's a bad hockey player at all.
Clearly
and I can see production. I could see production like going down a little bit, but he fell off a cliff. When the Islanders hired Lane Lambert. Sorry. When the Islanders hired Lane Lambert, he was Barry Trotz's assistant.
Yeah.
So they got rid of Barry Trotz for Barry Trotz 2.0, and then they had the same scoring issues. Like Anders Lee is talented. Like I don't want to get into the contract and what he's worth, but like these are like more than like one goal in a playoff
they're more
game.
than capable.
Yes,
like Brock Nelson.
Yeah, Bo Horvat did not forget how to play hockey.
Yeah, right. Like it to me, I'm like what else can it be? And the power play is so bad. It's like, what is this?
Might as well not even be on the power play.
Yes,
I get it.
The power play is just the play.
The play exactly. So like I look at it, it's like unless Carolina was that defensively incredible, which I know they are, but what is this coaching? The coaching did not creatively adjust to literally anything in that series.
Well, they haven't in a couple years now.
Yeah, and it's just
we've been talking about the same fucking thing with them.
Same fucking thing every time.
Yes, they had the deep run against what was it, Tampa?
They had two conference final years in a row.
Yeah, 2
against the Lightning.
But since then,
was like,
are you telling me that the Islanders are a defensive team?
Okay,
It-
so here's what's happening. As we progress in this NHL, as the years go by, scoring has gone up,
Yeah.
and it's now starting to leak into the playoffs. Scoring is going up in the
Yeah.
playoffs as well, and so where the Isles could hold their own in the playoffs because there's a little tighter, not called as much, whatever the case may be, they can't really do that now because the scoring's going up again, so you need more than 2 goals a game to win.
But surely our core of 35-year-old journeymen.
Well, that's not great, but I do
we'll do the job.
I do think that there's a nice combo deal going on with
It's a little hyperbole,
old guys
but
and yeah, I think the coaching. I think you got to get rid of this guy. I think you got to bring a new guy in.
Like, I'm sorry, I know it's one season, but like
It's
And-
the same.
and
You
this
got the
is-
same issues. Same
this
issues.
is the thing that drives me crazy. I'm just gonna end it on this. So how before you said, I think there's more than like 40 fucking guys to choose from for a coach.
yeah.
When Lou Lamoriello's your GM, there's not. There's like 3 of them, and
That's
they work
That's
at
true.
like a fucking
That's true.
Walmart on Long Island.
That's
Oh my
the
God.
other thing is
How do Walmarts work?
Are
Getting
you
Daryl Sutter, Eric.
Are
Getting
you?
Daryl
Oh God, they bring in Daryl Sutter. I mean that would if you want to like if you want to like quintuple down on the defense first methodology, I guess. Yeah, fucking go for it. How ready are you for Lou Lamoriello to retire?
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Get him out,
Yes.
dude. Get him out. I'll be GM.
That's my answer. Yes. Yes.
Eric,
I would love that.
Eric, you be
I would
GM.
love that. Dude, you could be the GM of the Islanders and actively be a Tampa Bay fan the entire time. Even if they met in the playoffs, you'd be a better GM. And the Islanders GM.
Oh, you're that done with Lou, eh?
Yep.
Oh dang.
I
I'm
mean,
over it.
Fair.
dude.
He's had his moments, but he's
The Horvat is a problem.
he's like 82. Like, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he's
Isn't he
pretty old.
tired?
He's pretty old.
I'm very
wanna
willing.
golf,
I'm
man?
willing to give him credit for like getting Trotz and like re-energizing the Islanders fan base
He
for
brought a
sure.
good few years.
But,
there,
like,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, but then like you don't. You can re-energize the fan base for the future, and then by trading for certain players, bring them 20 fucking years back into the past. So
Yes,
that
he's
doesn't
like you
match
could
up.
re-energize or nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything the same.
The trade for Horvat is a good first step, right? But there's obviously
It
more
is.
they need to do.
Yeah.
Give him
and
time. He'll be good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will say this, right? You're talking about a guy who Eric, you said it yourself. He came out of a system in Vancouver that was
Very different.
arguably more talented and different.
Mhm.
So then you put him into this much slower paced system that you have to completely relearn right before the playoffs. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't
it's-
have a
it's
lot of
tough.
run time. Did he?
That is a good point. No,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was
No,
what,
it's a
month
wildly
before?
different-
Month
And
before?
Wildly different situation going. from
Actually, and
one team
that
to another,
perfectly
so,
explains
yeah.
it, right? So then it must be that perfectly explains it. It has to be a system thing because
Yeah.
exactly, it's like if he's trying to learn the system, and when he's trying to learn it, his goal production just disappears. Maybe take a look at that system.
It also doesn't
and why
fit
that
his
is
style of
Or
game.
who
It doesn't
knows?
fit his style of game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or who knows? They come back, he gets a full training camp, and they
Mhm.
gel, and it works.
Okay.
Healthy Barzell.
Lou will say.
All right.
That's not the right name.
I'd like to move on.
Yes, let's
Fair enough.
do it.
Fair enough.
I'd like to move on. But I here's what I think. Bo Horvat came over and had a month before the playoffs. Played
Mhm.
for a month in a new system, in a system that's clearly designed to not score.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think that's
Scored
what happened.
Just enough.
Yeah, you gotta.
Just
Yeah,
enough.
I think you gotta get the coach out, get a new coach in, someone who's more offensively minded, and then go from there.
The problem is, I don't think that's going to happen if Lou is still there.
Well, no, absolutely not. I'm just telling you what this is what I would do if I was promoted
Oh, yeah.
from commercial
logic
producer
from-
to NHL GM.
Commercial
Got my vote.
producer and podcast host.
All right, let's move on. The last first round series was one of the most eagerly awaited for a majority of the hockey world because most fans are Leaf fans because they're a big team.
There's a lot of them.
They're fucking annoying.
psychotic.
You know what? Give me a minute, guys. I need something. I need something.
I will say it has
Prop,
been
prop,
very,
prop,
very or what's not justifying? There's a different word, but to not be the only Toronto hater anymore. Vindicating. That's the word. What did we crack
I needed
there?
another drink. Did you hear it? Did it come through?
Oh yeah,
ASMR, dude.
Excellent. All right. So anyway,
That would have been a good time to adjust your mic for the.
I know I
ASMR
I
stuff.
should have. Ladies and gentlemen, fuck the Leafs. No. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. All right, this is what I'm gonna say.
All right.
The Lightning should have won that series.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
The
they were
Lightning.
the better team in like 5 of the 6 games.
If you take away games 1 and 2 because they were so weird and high scoring both ways, you take those out. There were 4 other games. Yeah. The Lightning the Lightning were the better team in every single one,
they were.
and they lost 3 out of the 4 of them.
They couldn't close them out.
There, but
Yeah.
there is. I will say
They
the
choked
one
on a
rough
couple
one
games.
Was, yeah,
For sure.
the 4-1 choke and then they lost. It's like, yeah, you could be the better team, but then also don't give up a 4-1 lead. But the statement
choked it away.
remains. The statement remains that they were carrying the play for
Dude,
most of that.
it would
series.
be like 10 minutes of the Lightning getting chances and like offensive zone pressure. And then the Leafs would get like maybe 2 minutes where they'd get Matthews and Marner in, or like not even 2 minutes. It'd be like a minute of Matthews and Marner in the offensive zone with fucking the Maroon Belmar Perry line out there. And it would just be a disaster.
They were overusing that line. They were overusing
Yeah,
that line a
it's
lot.
it's just the problem we first of all, and I'm not saying this. I'm not, I am going to say it, but Vasi was
It was
awful.
bad.
He was
Bad.
awful until the
What
last
the
couple
fuck
games of the
is
season.
going on with his ability to stop a distant shot? Like he
That
can't
was-
fucking save it.
He did. I think most of them he didn't see, but like
yeah,
Do you
were
hear?
good. They screened well.
I want to say one thing about Vasi. I heard on a podcast somewhere that somebody publicly said that Tampa was adjusting their defensive strategies to protect Vasi's problem with the distance shot.
Yeah,
that was
That was-
Lalonde. That was Lalonde.
Yeah.
Was
he
it?
was a former Tampa assistant,
He was
now
Tampa's assistant
Detroit coach.
Yeah, what a dick.
Why? Why would you?
Don't share
people got
secrets,
mad.
bro.
People got really mad about it, but like
Yes, it's a secret, but it's also like,
any
why
team
is that?
scouting, like video scouting, is going to see like it's not like
Yes,
it's
that's very
this-
true.
It's more
Um,
concerning that you have to adjust your defenses to protect him. Like you wouldn't think. Like he's had a lot of good seasons.
Yeah.
What? And
Well,
now
you're
you
gonna
really-
adjust. Okay, well, listen now. Don't torch him too
No,
bad here.
you do have to adjust to your.
You're going to have
players.
to adjust to him, to your
Strengths
goalie.
and weaknesses,
He's not.
yeah.
Listen, he's not going to be the same Vasi. Well, actually, I don't know that. He's what 27. He's going to be 28 next year. He might come back and be, 2019
Yeah.
Vasi again.
Yeah.
It's not like this can't be turned around.
Yeah.
played a
Tampa-
ton of hockey over the last
the
3
only that's the other thing. He has played the most hockey out of any player.
them
out
actually
of any
getting
goalie.
them actually getting a summer break might actually help them a lot going
Yes,
into next
it might.
year.
It very well might. But yeah, no, it was just weird to see. It was weird to see the Lightning play so well because they're used to being the team that doesn't play that well and then beats you anyway.
And Vasi does the thing,
He
Yeah,
beats you with
and it
your
was
goalie.
the other way around.
yeah, it
this
was
time.
the other way around. Yeah, and
They just got mediocre play. Yeah.
yeah, all credit to Toronto. Like they won those games. They played well. They buckled down when they needed to. Ryan O'Reilly was huge for them. Austin
He was.
Matthews ended up being huge for them. Scored a bunch of key goals in the last couple games. Yeah, no, they won it fair and square. Toronto fans, shut up about the refs. Stop talking about the
They
refs
won't. They're still doing it in this series.
because I saw
Because
like
there's still you still can go back to the I honestly I can't remember the Tampa player, but the guy who got smacked in the face with the stick.
it was Hagel
right at the end of the game.
right at the end of Game 6. He right in front of the ref gets smacked in the face, and he sold it. He did. What are you gonna do? You gonna not
But it
sell
still
it?
got hit in the face with a high
You got
stick.
hit in the face, and they just were like, nah. Like that is like puck over the glass, high stick are like the two penalties that like they get called. They get called no
didn't
matter
see it.
what. For the most part, I thought.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, whatever.
Then
They
there's
got
a
their
lot-
heads
then-
shoved up
Then
their own
they're, gonna
asses.
do, then they're gonna do that little huddle where they go like, "Oh, hey guys."
Did you see that? Yeah, yeah, he fucking just railed him right in the face. Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
call
but
it.
I'm a
Well,
Hawks fan, and I don't want to make that call.
Oh, we can't
fuck
call
you
that. We
guys.
gave them the last penalty.
Listen, that's not the reason they lost the series,
No.
but that it does mean that Toronto shut the fuck up about the refs. Holy shit.
You
They
asking Toronto
let-
to shut the fuck up about anything.
They
is
let
not-
Toronto get away with way more than they let Tampa get away with. From what I was watching, I'm biased.
They,
yes, but
there
I saw
was a
some
lot
calls
of-
where they were
there-
just like, eh,
There was a lot of shit going both ways, but yeah.
whatever. There was more
I'm
obvious
glad
shit.
that Florida is fucking rolling them right now.
Yeah,
Rolling is a they're surviving.
they survived in game 2.
I do have some thoughts on the Tampa Leafs series before we move over to that one.
Yeah, what the fuck,
Oh,
guys?
yeah, no,
Eric got 20 minutes. I get 5.
No,
I wasn't-
I wasn't
wasn't
saying,
trying to
I'm
pivot.
glad that. Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to move on. I was just saying I'm glad that they.
Yeah, fuck the Lightning. You've had 3 years.
No.
I want you to get to that last goal though, because that one really pissed me off.
Eric, what were you gonna say?
So my thought, just to echo what you said, well, first about the Leafs, I do think the deadline acquisitions did come through that series for sure. And O'Reilly was probably one of the biggest ones. So that was definitely a difference maker. Like the Leafs really never had that in the past with playoffs when they'd make trade acquisitions and they would just do nothing. Or it was never the big guys like Matthews and Marner would score and then they'd get no depth scoring, or they'd get depth scoring, but the big guys wouldn't score, and it was never enough for them to win a series.
Yes.
But they finally did. I guess my questions for you, one of them is about a specific player, because I didn't really pay attention to him. I didn't know if he was hurt. Tanner Jeannot. Was he playing? Genuinely.
Did he play hurt those few games? And
Yeah,
then
he
got
was
scratched?
he was still hurt.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he was,
do think
He wasn't doing much the games he was in.
so. Yeah. Was he just non-existent? Who were his line mates? What line was he on?
he was playing third line, maybe fourth line. I think he was fourth line. They moved Maroon up to the third line and they put him in the fourth line because I believe he was injured. So they didn't want to play him very much.
Oh, okay.
But he came in when
Estermont came back after the injury.
Yes.
They swapped back. Right?
yes. And Asamon was awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And he just re-signed 2
he
years,
just,
800K, baby.
So the next thing I was going to
That's
ask you
it
was
was a nice
that
little deal.
And he looks awesome.
Asamon.
Are you laughing at my delivery of nice little deal there, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike. So another question. So Asamon, he was the one who hit him in game
McCabe,
2,
game 1.
and he came back games.
Game 5
Game
and 6,
4?
I think.
Yeah. Yes. I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. So I didn't, because I was going to say from what I saw from him, I did like what I saw, and then I forgot
good.
that he even came back because
He looks like Yanni Gourde.
Okay. Nice. But yeah, I think honestly, dude, I wanted to ask you about Tanner Jeannot because I figured he was playing hurt, but I think, like you said about the Lightning developing players, I know he's not in the development stages, but I think after a long summer of rest and stuff like that, I think he'll be fine.
I'm
I think
excited.
he'll be fine.
I'm excited because unfortunately, Killorn has been a very valuable. Honestly, as far as what he brings, that dude's got a top value contract. He was making $4.1 million, and he got 27 goals, whatever, 50 something points or whatever he had.
Yeah.
He will not they won't be able to fit him in. It's gonna be a Palat all over again. So he's most likely, unless he just doesn't care, which he is older and he's been in Tampa his entire career.
He might want to stick around.
There is
honestly.
a road where he takes like a $2 million deal for a couple years and just to stay with the team. But if he doesn't, I see Tanner Jeannot taking the Killorn spot and being a second line winger with Cirelli. And
if
also,
anything, this just kept his contract cost lower.
if anything, yep, exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. Because let's not forget, this guy has scored 25 goals.
Yeah, his rookie year, he was a Calder nominee, I think.
So
there's
he's
probably
got it in.
something there. Yeah,
He's got it in.
Obviously, something there. He had a weak year in Nashville this year, but then there's something there, probably.
And if anyone's going to bring it out,
matching up to these draft picks is going to be interesting to see.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm sure there'll be.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
There'll be a thing. They'll be like, the Lightning could have had this guy and this guy and this guy with these picks. It's like whatever.
There's going to be. They dealt away so many that there's going to be at least one.
There'll be somebody in there that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But it's going to be like 6 years down the line when Tampa's already probably rebuilding.
Stamkos and Hedman will be retired. Kucherov will be retired. Vasi will be retired. Like
Sergachev will be the veteran.
Sergachev will be the veteran, still taking cross-checking penalties.
Yep. To that day, yeah.
Hey, there's another one. Sergachev, worst he's played that series. Worst he's played all year was that series.
Not great to have the time that defense becomes your weakest point to have him have
defense,
that stretch.
Offense, he was doing nothing. He looked like ass. I don't want to say I hope he was hurt, but I hope he was hurt because he looked bad. And next year,
not that you hope he was in pain, just
like,
hope that would explain things.
Yes.
Remember, you go into the season and you had to get rid of McDonough to make the cap situations all work out, right?
I hate it. Yes.
And it's like right now in the end of this series, it was like you're really
a little bit of McDonough. A little bit of McDonough might have helped. Really might have helped there.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't help that Hedman was injured with a hip impingement or something.
He was playing
and
really
it didn't
well.
help that you lost
Chernak.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. God damn it. The Lightning were short their second best defenseman, basically.
Yeah.
Their top right-handed defenseman. And
and
they still outplayed him. And they still lost.
I would have said debatably your best defenseman right now, because like Hedman's
hurt. Sergachev was
hurt, right? Like so, I would have said Chernak is probably your best defenseman on the team. Right?
He's our most dependable. He's our most dependable defense. He's the new McDonough. He's the right-handed McDonough.
It's a big loss because then you got to rotate Bogosian in, and you know Bogosian's not like the guy.
He's not what he was.
He's decent, but like he's not. You don't want him to be relying on him for like big minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Urbix though, he seemed like he might be something.
Yeah, there's a few things I'm excited.
Knew that already.
So there's a few things that I'm excited for.
Was the other guy too. Yeah.
There are two right-handed. What?
I said, that fucking goal though. It's such shit luck because you said it earlier when you say you just throw pucks at the net and hope shit happens.
That one wasn't even on the net.
I watched that goal happen, and I'm like, that puck isn't even fucking on net from this angle, and then it just ricochets off his foot, and I'm like, that's how you fucking lose this game.
Hockey. That's hockey. Yeah. So anyway, it was very similar to the Sorokin goal where it was just a shot to the area.
Yeah, the Islanders.
That is weird.
The Islanders and the Lightning both eliminated in the game 6.
Overtime, game 6.
Off of
in a similar way. Interesting. But yeah, that is two positives I'm taking. Nick Perbix looks awesome. Rookie. Dependable. Right-hand shot. Looks good. Didn't make very many mistakes during the playoffs, at least, and that's like high pressure.
Is this a rookie that they just moved into the roster, or has he been here all season long?
I believe he was here for most of the season. He was definitely here for most of the season. I don't know if it was.
I didn't know if it was one of those like late season move-ins. Like
no.
I used that kid for.
Yeah, Radish. Radish came in. Darren Radish, brother of Taylor Radish, also an old Bolt, went to Chicago
Blackhawks
for Hagel. Who that trade is starting to look pretty solid.
It's starting to look better, yeah.
But Taylor Radish or Darren Radish looks deer. Did you see that one goal he had where he just like skated around, went through two
Think so,
checks,
yeah.
comes around the net, and just snipes it?
Yep.
As a defenseman, yeah, he looks real nice.
He
And
looked
he,
like he was something.
He was like third. He was like third best
round?
defenseman scoring in the AHL this past season when he was there. So
Shit. Good for him.
so I think he's gonna be good. So
He's something there.
we got
eh?
we got a nice right side forming up here. We just got to get our left
Good.
side figured out. Our fucking $16 million left side or whatever it is. Jesus, and that's only 2 guys. All right, that's all I got for that. Tampa
That's
probably
all the
should have won
first
the
round.
series, but they didn't, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
Well done,
that's-
Don't worry,
Toronto.
dude.
They finally make it through to the second round, just
Listen,
to have the cats eat them.
So here's my
Vasilevsky-
question for you guys on that.
Oh, sorry.
No, Eric, go ahead.
I was gonna say Vasilevsky and Sorokin are gonna be sipping margaritas on the golf course. All right, it's
Mhm.
whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that as an insult to either of them. Enjoy your summer, boys. It's okay.
Yeah, enjoy
So
it.
obviously, with Toronto finally getting that weight off their back, getting the monkey off their back, and getting through the first round, great, right? Now we don't have to hear that constantly anymore from Toronto.
I don't know. It was kind of fun.
Ben liked
But- Do you guys think
Ben loved
that
it.
if they get like,
it. Beat in the second
want-
round.
I don't want to use the word wiped, but they're down 2-0 right now.
Get their ass wiped.
If they get like stomped on here by Florida, which
Say the yes
They
word.
lose in
Say it.
4 or 5.
Say it.
That's
Ooh boy.
do you think
Okay.
that it gets
Say it.
outweighed?
4
Like,
or 5.
do
Okay,
you
so
think it
Say the
gets
yes
out-
word.
if
Say
they
the
win,
yes word.
if they
Don't say
lose
it.
that badly, do you think it gets outweighed?
I mean they'll be happy that they saw second round action, but like, so here's
But
the
that's
thing.
immediately embarrassing because they sold the farm at the deadline.
Yes.
Like they
So,
Yeah.
but because the bar is so low, I think they'll still be like, yeah, they made it through the first round finally. But here's the thing: they may have learned an incorrect lesson from the first round, which was you can play sort of shitty and still win,
Yeah.
which is true. But normally, that's not really what you want to do. Because
Right.
like they didn't play well against the Lightning, and then they came in a game 1, especially against Florida. They did not play well. They played the same exact way, and they lose.
Florida,
Remember-
they
honestly-
admittedly they were kicking the shit out of them in game 2. Like
Game
they
2
were
was a little
the
different, yeah.
much
They woke up.
stronger team in game 2, and they still lost.
they gave
But
up
do
3
we
in a
want
row
to-
at the end of the game.
Do we want to pivot to second round because that was all of the first rounder? Right?
Yeah. Right
no.
into Toronto, Florida. Frig it.
What have you boys been thinking? I'm not wearing this because I want them to win. For the record, I would
Oh.
still. Well, let's just say I cannot bring myself to say that I want Toronto to win, but I will say that I want Florida to lose because I want this draft pick to stop getting worse. But I am wearing this because I'm just cycling through the teams left that I have jerseys of. But they honestly are reminding me of that 2021 Habs team, but with like 5 times the offensive talent. Because
the
They're-
Panthers are
Panthers are.
okay.
They're allowing chances to happen where Bob can see him. Bob is hot. They're allowing that structure to happen. They're allowing for a little bit chaos to then counterattack and get all of their goals off rush chances. And
Yep.
also at the same time, we're just gonna kind of cross check and like penalize the shit out of everybody a little bit. And they can't call it all, which the Habs also did on that run. And we can try to outwork them and hope it works. And because they have that much more offensive talent, they have a 2-0 lead instead of going down 3-1 at the beginning of a series against Toronto. But they're looking okay. I see a lot of similarities. I think they're
you're right.
doing the same kind of game plan. They just have a lot more finishing talent.
Yeah.
Because they have just as weak of a back end of their defense as the Habs did. Like Mark Stahl isn't doing shit anymore. He's a fucking pile.
Dude, Nick and I were
You
talking
like-
about that.
I would
though.
say
Like,
their D is better.
on paper, and then you watch them play, and you're like,
Dude, Montour? Holy shit.
I
Oh, Montour
guess
is
it's
pretty good. Yeah, that's true.
working.
They got Montour. They
And
got
Forsling.
Forsling.
Forsling's.
Forsling's
They're just names that I don't know that well. That's true.
Yeah, Forsling's a pretty good
Um,
player back there.
Ekblad is. I don't think
Ekblad.
Ekblad scored, but he. I mean, I
He-
don't know. Maybe. He's
Yeah,
playing
so
okay.
Ekblad's hasn't done a lot offensively. Montour's been doing a lot of it. Okay, but he's finally playing like Ekblad's always been a very good like at home lockdown defenseman, and he even says that he takes pride in being that lockdown defenseman guy. And he has all of the offensive talent in the world, right? Like he is very good offensive.
Yeah, he definitely has it.
We can clap those shit
Playing,
off, dude.
he's been playing like Duncan Keith style, you know what I mean?
Yeah, DK.
Yeah.
I got his hockey card in a 21-22 pack. And I was like, he
Oh, you
wasn't
got
fucking
Oilers,
playing.
Duncan Keith?
No, I didn't even.
Oh.
It's Blackhawks Duncan Keith card.
Oh, what
But
the?
why? But why? I wanted the Oilers one. That'd be rare.
Eric, go ahead.
So I have some thoughts on the series so far. Remember? All right, two things. The first thing, I'm just gonna say this, Mike. If Florida played Tampa in the first round, if you think those Leafs hits and penalties were bad, oh my god,
no, they definitely weren't bad.
It would have been 20 times worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Second, I think from what I've seen so far, the Leafs have definitely outplayed Florida for a majority of the games, in my opinion, in terms of like trying to generate like plays and possessing the puck. But Ben, you said it best. Florida just gets one opportunity and they just make you pay for it. And that is like such a playoff hockey thing. You just freaking know. Because Tampa Bay, when they played the Islanders, they would dominate the Islanders. But if the Islanders pushed, what Tampa Bay would do with their D-core, which was amazing, healthy at the time, they'd survive it. Vasi would help them. And then Kucherov and Point would get like a foot of ice. You're done for. Like that was just so opportunistic. It kind of reminds me of that. Like everything's going right for Florida, and they can feel confident because Bob is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, you have good Sergey this year.
Yeah, shout out to Sergei Bobrovsky. He's like record-setting Lightning team. He was Columbus's goal. He's like, don't think so. Record-setting Bruins team. Don't think so.
Yeah, the series
wild.
turned when they
That's
brought
wild.
Bobrovsky in.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
what was I gonna say? Shit. Yeah, fuck it.
Brain fart.
I guess, and the other thing I guess we're gonna have to talk about because it's everywhere. And the refs have been fucking awful, but Sam Bennett, Jesus Christ, dude,
the absolutely
Jesus
sick
Christ.
wrestling move from Samuel Bennett.
That was so like he wraps his head like.
Yeah.
Dude, he did. That is a wrestling move. I forget what it's called, but that is a wrestling move.
Like, listen, I know the Leafs fans are annoying and complain about the refs all the time. I get it. It's annoying.
That was one,
like that play. I'm like, I
will say there was a lot of people, Steve Dangle included, where he's like, he was trying to throw his head off the ice. I'm like, no, I think he was just trying to drag him down.
Yeah.
It happened that his head came, but like they were like, it was clear he was trying to like bash his head off the ground. And I'm like,
come on. Like,
I mean, no.
But do you expect Toronto fans to react any other way?
No. but like at the same time, also like if you're doing this thing that could potentially end with him hitting his head off the ice, is that any better? So
you're probably doing something wrong, sir.
Right.
Rephrasing it even more to, did you even need to wrap his head at all?
No.
In the first place, right? Yeah, it's like
I never understand that, dude. It takes you out of the play and them out of the play. Like,
and Bennett's a repeat offender too. He's kind of a scumbag.
Oh, he definitely.
Oh yeah, he's greasy. He definitely is greasy.
He's greasier than KFC, boys.
But they're taking the page out of old Boston playbook where they're like, if we just do a bunch, they're not going to call them all. Like they simply aren't.
Yeah.
So let's just fucking do this. They'll eventually get like beat to shit. They're going to get bruised. They're going to get like, you do it for long enough. Yeah.
It does work.
Which is more of a league thing than anything.
Yes,
it's like, it's a league encouraged to do this for several decades.
All right, gentlemen, we are past the 2-hour mark here.
We are. So we have one last series to go.
First things first, Toronto, Florida. Who wins it?
Florida. 6.
All right.
I'm gonna stick with I did a revised round 2 Twitter like choices before the second round came. I like quote tweeted my bracket and was like, terrible, but let's do this again. And I had Florida in 5.
Oh, dang. Benny's looking like he could actually have that correct.
This is going to be even crazier. So I, in my bracket, said that Boston was going to win and then sweep Toronto. So Florida's going to have to do it for me. So Florida.
Dang, man. You know what? To be different,
Just saying.
I'm gonna go with the Leafs.
Oh, it definitely.
Go,
could
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, go for it,
I'm gonna
dude.
go with the Leafs. Who knows how many games? At least
Mhm.
6, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Carolina, New Jersey is the other one. So, and that is now 2-0.
2-0 Carolina.
2-0 Carolina. And I think we're just seeing a very good all-around team play very well all around against a team that's young, fast, offensively talented, and maybe not so much on the defensive end.
Second game in a row that Akira Schmidt's got yanked.
That's not good. So that
No.
means
Yeah,
Vanacek's
which-
going in.
They also did this last round. So, like,
Oh, they
Possible
swap back
to-
to the other goalie, and then he gets shutouts.
That is true. Vanacek looked like absolute garbage.
Looked like
and they
That's
went
the
down.
issue.
They went down
Like
2-0 in 2 separate blowout games, and then they pivoted. Who knows? Early
Yeah,
returns
they're
are
good
not
goalies.
great.
Dude,
It
I
wasn't
hope
the-
it happens, man.
It-
That would be so
It would
funny.
be really cool if it happened. But like the first 2 games were the Rangers just being power play merchants the entire way through
Mhm.
and getting those blowouts based on that, and then their power play dried up, and then that happened.
Yes.
This is just Carolina just flat
They're just
out
good, man.
dominating them
They're just
both
good.
games. Like
Yeah.
like I was watching it was goofy. They were running up and down, like had full control of the entire like it. it's
We've been
doable.
saying all season long that
It's doable.
Carolina's got a very, very good balanced team, and they're
Yeah.
showing it right now.
And they're getting goals from everybody. It's like, they have all these goals out. They got goals from. I saw a goal from Martinuk. I saw a goal from Jordan Stahl. I saw a goal
2 from
like,
Kotkaniemi.
2 from yeah. Which Habs fans on Twitter really need to stop pretending he's a bad player just because he signed an offer sheet. Like they're still insistent that he sucks. I'm like, guys, no. And also, you would also take $6 million for 1 year of work.
Hell
like,
yeah, what the
like,
You do
there
play
was
your cards
there
right,
was-
and you don't have to work again.
there were so many people that were so disingenuous about that. But anyway, Carolina, yeah, they're looking strong.
They're just a good team, man.
Yeah.
I regret knocking them out in the first round of my bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Same.
It was a bit of a stretch.
Nick still
by a
got
lot
him
of
in.
us. Yeah, yeah.
Actually,
Well done,
I don't have
actually,
anybody else in, but
I don't
No.
apologize for that. I don't apologize for that because I was just being a homer. So
No, you gotta
if
be a
it wasn't
homer.
the
If your team
Islanders,
is in the
I
playoffs,
probably
you
would have
gotta be
picked
a
the
homer.
I was
Hurricanes.
not a homer,
I'm-
and the Leafs were one
Yeah.
of my few
Let me
teams
just-
that I got right.
Let me just put it this way: if it was Hurricanes Rangers, I would have picked the Hurricanes to win that series. So, just gonna say it.
I might have picked the Rangers anyway because they beat them last year. But
do you recall I picked Tampa to go to the finals?
I had
yeah.
the Rangers go to the finals. Great
I had
over
the
here.
I had Boston
Bruins
going to
going
the
to
finals.
the finals. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
geniuses right here.
Those didn't age well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, guys. So,
We still
games,
got
games,
Dallas going for us, and Eric still got Edmonton.
games.
Um,
I say Carolina in 4.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I'm going to say 5. Carolina 5.
Yeah.
I agree. 5.
I feel safe with 5. That
You
New
fucking
Jersey's gonna get a
copiers.
game.
Well, I mean, you gotta think that Jersey's gonna get one. So, did Carolina take both of these at home?
Yes.
Like Jersey's gonna probably win one in their barn. So,
Devs,
Go Palat. All right. One last thing before we adjourn, gentlemen. If you would like kindly check the Facebook group message, I sent you all the Pavelski goal. It is YouTube link that'll start right before
yeah.
the goal. So
Oh yeah,
did you see it, Eric? These other
I
two
saw
haven't
it
seen
live,
it. Oh, I saw it live too. I was like,
Fucking open it, phone.
dude.
it's wild. The best goal that I've seen in the playoffs so far.
I don't. Second best for me. Pasternak's in between the legs,
Oh,
drag
You know,
because
I forgot
like
about that. one.
both are phenomenal, but like getting the puck off the ice and elevating it, that's insane. That's insane in one motion.
Yeah, no,
quickly.
that was nice.
That was
Show me
insane.
the slow mo replay.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
just so good.
Oh, you're gonna have to turn your phone sideways to see this one.
Yeah.
There you go. Dude, it is so nice.
Insane.
Here it comes.
Look at that.
Oh my! Oh, Joe.
Look at that touch. Do you see it, Nick?
Woo. That
Huh.
was
Yeah,
was
that's
very
nice.
nice. That was
Dude,
really nice.
it was like it's like an off angle, like just
How do you
barely
even pick
brushes it
that?
and right in the top corner. Like what the frig?
That's insane.
Their skill.
It's otherworldly,
The
man.
skill of NHL players is just unfathomable for people like
It's
us.
wild.
Like,
As
these
it
guys are
turns
so
out, they're pretty good at hockey.
I had this conversation with my boss the other day, and we're talking about how these guys know how to tip things in the right way, and they get them to go wherever they want.
To
Like
go
these
in particular
guys in the
corners.
front of the net, like guys like Kreider, right? Like these guys have split seconds to get these angles and get these you know, I don't know.
So this is what it is. It's a combination of incredible hand-eye coordination, extremely fast reflexes, and repetition. That's what it is. It's those three things for that kind of a thing, and they just do it so often. They've got like way higher than average hand-eye. They got way higher than average reaction time. They're just fucking freaks, man. It's fun. It's fun to watch. All right, you guys got anything else?
I think I'm good.
So next week we're looking like we're probably going to roll it on Friday again, right?
I think so.
Yes.
So
think the week
next
after,
we're
we
discussion about
probably-
trophies.
Are gonna not do
Oh,
it.
trophies. Yeah, we will have to talk about some trophies. I will have to get that up and get the choices. See who we think's gonna win.
So next week,
Good
turn into
reminder.
our trophy predictions.
Good reminder. And we'll also talk about an upcoming trip that we've already sort of talked about, but we're all very excited for. Ooh, dear.
Very much indeed.
All right. We will see everybody next week. Enjoy some playoff hockey. Go Kraken, go Devils, baby.